If you've been to Sammy's Restaurant and Bar at Stone's Gambling Hall, then you know they serve amazing food. A modern take on classic tavern fare, along with a super selection of microbeers and craft cocktails. But did you know that Sammy's also is a great place for happy hour? Every weekday from 4 to 6, you can enjoy half price on all appetizers. Favorites like truffle fries, duck tacos, Kobe beef sliders, and more. Plus get $2 off all beers, all cocktails, and all wines by the glass. And with 40 big screen TVs, Sammy's is the perfect place for happy hour sports action. So join us for the happiest hour of the day at Sammy's Restaurant and Bar at Stone's Gambling Hall in Citrus Heights, California. It looks like you got someone's phone number on there. Carol. You gotta call Carol. What up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us tonight on a beautiful Monday evening. I am Veronica Brill. I have the Jake with me.
Good evening.
You can tweet me at angry_Polak. I don't know what Jake's tweet is. I don't think anyone knows.
I don't know if I know. I think I'm at the Jake427. Is it the Jake or Jake427?
The Jake.
I'm the Jake427 on Twitter.
No one cares though. No one's gonna follow you.
I have good tweets. Quality over quantity.
His good tweets are basically harassing me and then asking me to retweet, texting me like, please retweet so that someone follows me and listens.
I'm a very tight, aggressive tweeter.
He's a nit. He's a nit.
Twit nit.
So we have a great 5-5 game tonight, and it's a $200.
Really good game.
Really good game.
Really
$200
good
minimum
right
buy-in, 1,000 max. But then once the game gets going, you can buy into table max. So I think there's some deep stacks here tonight.
And there's a one feeder game. The feeder game, so I'm playing 5-5-20 to go. It's a 5-5-20 feeder game that's already had like 3 or 4 4K pots played. One poor soul has had his aces cracked twice. Once by Sean Drake, who made quads with King 5, of course.
Fives?
Yeah, quad fives. Yeah, it was pretty sick.
This room is bananas. BANANAS. Okay, so let's get down to the table and let's introduce the players.
Great lineup.
Seat 1 is Cobra.
Cobra.
We haven't seen him before.
Cobra's a super solid place for living. He doesn't play tournaments so much anymore. He's more of a cash game assault weapon. And he,
I see him actually around a lot. He does the bigger games here in town. And he's sitting on, I think, 1,300. He might have a little more. Our chip stacks are from when the feed, about 30 minutes before the feed. We have seat 2, Bill.
Familiar face, Bill.
He's got about 1K. Casey is in seat 3, one of the members of the Trifecta. He's got 850. Actually, it looks like he's got more right here. It looks like he's sitting on like 1,600.
He might have added on or stacked a full. Who knows?
Frank in seat 4. It looks like about $1,500
and a nice shirt.
And our white collared shirt again, Frank. Uncle Matty looks like a mafioso. He looks like he will.
He does. He looks
take your family out if you owe him money.
If you draw out on a pot against him, you might just end up with like your legs broken in the parking lot.
Or a horse head in your bed in the morning.
Yeah.
It says 875. That is wrong. That is wrong.
Uncle Matty's rolling deep tonight. Looks like Uncle Matty's got about 1,800 there in front of him.
Uncle Matty's like a well-paid hooker. He goes deep. So seat 6 is Mike Possel, NEA Player of the Year. He looks like he's got like just over 1,500 behind there, and he's on his phone reading up on Hold'em for Dummies.
Yes, absolutely.
Seat 7 is Ian. So tell me about Ian. You were
Ian, I have it on good word that not only is Ian a very good cash game player, but on the words of a very accomplished tournament player, that Ian is actually the best tournament player in Sacramento.
Okay, so a very accomplished tournament player. So who is this very accomplished tournament player?
I never kiss and tell.
Well, you can't give us a story and then not.
No, I can. Anthony is in seat 8. He's sitting on a stack about 1,600. We've seen Anthony before. He's an aggressive player, likes to mix it up, cause problems for players. And your favorite honey badger.
My honey badger is in seat 9.
Kyle G.
It's gonna be a good day. My honey badger is playing. It says 1,400. I haven't seen his chips. Look at him. He's like 22 and just like ready to destroy people's lives in like the most sweetest way, you know. So it's going to be a great game. Let's get straight to the action. Our camera is like, what's going on with our camera?
We're getting that outer angle so we can see all the players. Cobra's gonna pop it up here and make it $80 to go with a couple red kings.
And win.
Anthony's got a couple suited connectors.
He got all excited with all that commentary, and then he just won. Cobra just won.
Cobra wins. That's what Cobra does. Cobra's a crusher.
Cobra's real name is probably like Sam. Like something really like plain.
It's Jay, but like no one calls him Jay.
So
he
we
is
all
Cobra.
know now it's Jay.
It's Cobra. Yeah.
So King's Full said the chip count's always wrong, at least a couple hundred. You know,
Usually.
we're working on trying to get perfection in the stream. It's gonna take a little bit of time. Yeah, Rick and Barstow said that Lyman and I were cooking up some crazy stuff.
That's
yes.
word on the street. Oh, this is gonna be good.
I told them a little bit of nursing history, some penile implant stories.
And got his,
You were
got his blood
expecting
boiling.
something else, right?
I really was.
That was good. No, I mean we were talking about gauging equity, and he said
Did he learn you a little bit? Did he learn you a little bit?
No, he said that there are times, depending on how the hand plays out, that you may be drawing dead to a flush, but mainly in Omaha. So.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, last week there was one hand at the end of the night where a player.
Where no one was watching.
Where no one was watching. Yeah. Where a player had an open into straight flush draw and just called in position on the flop. And it wouldn't have mattered anyway. The money would have gone in. The other player, as it turned out, had the nut flush draw. And they both hit the flush on the turn and got the money, and it was all bloody and bad after that. And my comment was that I was really surprised that the player didn't make a little raise on the, or just chip it, considering how deep stack sizes were on the flop. At which point Veronica lost a little bit of her mind, and
I said that you could consider that the flush might not be good. And this silverback gorilla shit the chairs, smeared the poop all over the wall, and went like bonanza. Like
I love how we're gonna pick up right where we left off, like arguing about that.
But we're done in the hand now.
No, we're done. She said probably, which is like such.
Sometimes when you're doing live shows, it doesn't come across 100% how your brain might be thinking it. I wasn't thinking probably. I would never fold a straight flush draw. But if my flush got there and some old man's plowing into me, I would consider that my flush was no good.
Some old man plowing into you, that's nothing.
It's like a standard Saturday night.
Yeah, so standard for you.
So Mike Postle has ace jack.
Orangutan. Wow, really?
I called you, well, okay. There were many monkey terms for you.
I love it.
And this is how you win with ace jack.
Yeah, you turn Broadway.
You turn Broadway.
Chips in the middle.
I've never done it.
No.
I don't think I've ever won with ace jack. Bob, I don't like the camera angle. It's still not good.
Julian's in the chat box. What's up, Julian? Got Julian, Rick and Barstow, Watt Bry, all the usual crew.
Watt Bry, what's up? We got our. We should just call this the sexy submarine, not just the yellow submarine. The sexy submarine. It doesn't rhyme. The sexy submarine. It's good.
It is good. It's real good. I really like Kyle's seat here in this game. We've seen Anthony get real aggressive. I've only played in tournaments with Ian, so I can't, even though I understand he's a very good cashing player as well as a tournament player, I haven't seen his level of aggression in tournament players, or in cash games, but knowing that he plays tournaments, he probably is more on the aggressive side.
Frank and Maddie have the best seats in the house. That's where I want to sit. Probably more Frank, because Maddie, you've got Mike Postle to your left. But there's not many great seats here. But to narrow it down, I would say Frank. There's a lot of big sharks in this game.
It's a fun game. Like I said, and the feeder game, from what I understand, is even crazy right now. Ace 4, Mike Postle, what else he did? Flop a lot of aces.
Rick and Barstow's upset that I left him out of the Casino Wars. Yeah, we're gonna do a Casino Wars. Whether we need to go rogue and do it ourselves, just have our own rogue NorCal crew, it's gonna happen. And
for those of you who don't don't know. It seems like we might have been challenged to a NorCal
We have been
versus
challenged.
SoCal.
Yeah.
Sit and go.
Lyman's going to round up the Live of the Bike crew with his best players, and then it's going to be Jake and Veronica, including all of our best players. We're going to pick our lineup, and we're going to go down there and we're going to destroy them. We are. Why wouldn't we?
We are so the favorite in that game. Like, people will probably roll that like.
They're gonna try to get me so drunk before the game starts, and they'll be like, "Oh, she's too drunk to play. We gotta put in our alternate, Mike Postle." Something like that.
For the record, the Mayor Pete says that I have the best seat in the house.
Yes, obviously.
Obviously. 5-5's game tonight. Looks like we've got a couple of limpers in action, and Uncle Matty's gonna go ahead and kick in a raise here. Gonna make it 25 to go with the King Jack of Spades.
Look at Kyle's sweater. He's dressed like a 50-year-old man that's lonesome. You know, I would like to see a little more flashiness out of Kyle. You know, it's not like
That flashiness is not a Kyle's range. That is just like
it's not like he's getting a physics degree. I mean, he's such a he's 22. He should be drunk on a beach in Cancun.
He's probably wearing Crocs right now. It's like,
oh, he's such a sweet kid.
good kid that'll check raise you with air and own your soul. Good kid.
Kingsville said that Casey's an online player. I didn't know that Casey was an online player.
I thought you were going to say you didn't know he could work a computer, but...
They said, I love how Casey's a regular in the 5-5 now. He is an online player. Kingsville, have you played with Casey online?
Everyone online seems Casey, so...
Casey puts in a raise here with Jack 9. Jack 9 last night, I was playing a cash game. Jack 9 was not losing.
Mike Postle can make the call with 7-8 of diamonds. Like that call. And Anthony on the button can make the call as well. Ace 10 off. Can go 3-way to the flop here. Ace Jack 5, all spades. Anthony flops the best hand with his pair of aces, also has the best spade. Checks through. Anthony now turns trip aces. Mike Postle's gonna take a step out of though.
8 high's, sometimes good.
Why not? Yeah. No one else showed any signs of strength here. And Anthony's just gonna call. Casey does not like his 9 high flush draw, gets out of the way.
Mike Postle's probably going to give up
And
here.
Mike Postle joined dead. We'll see a river card. And there goes the bet.
And I'm wrong. And there's a race. Oh no, he just called.
No, it's a raise. So Mike bet 75 on the river, and Anthony made it 300 to go with aces full. And Mike's never thinking about getting like over cute there.
So just to let you all know, the red chips are $5 chips, the green are 25, and the white are hundreds. The little blue ones are $1 chips. They're usually just
See
given
those
for a
more for
tip.
tipping.
Yeah.
The NorCal Jew, Julian, says that he has phone numbers for 6 of the players at the table. Oh goodness. Now, if we recall last time, Julian put out, what is it? Was it Earl's phone number in the chat box?
I didn't know that he was the one who did that. That's hilarious.
It was Julian, yeah.
Earl,
Julian, playing the nuts are better.
or better. If anyone deserves to have their number put out in the chat box, it's Earl.
It really is.
I see there's a straddle in the hand. Casey's straddling. Casey, you straddle beast.
So yes,
Frank's wanting to play the straddle. Just calls.
Frank,
5-6. What do you want me to do? I got 5-6 under the gun. Well, not really under the gun. He's under the straddle, huh? What do you want me to do? Play it.
ship it.
I go all in. I got 5-6 offsuit. What do you want me to do, huh?
Looks like no one really popped up the action here. Got a bunch of limpers. Casey checks his option. King 8-10. Couple of hearts.
Bill's got the best hand right now.
It checks through.
And
5 of spades on the turn. And here goes Bill. And let everyone know he's got the best of it. And everyone's gonna get out of the way. So yeah, it's 5-5. It looks like the $10 straddle is gonna be a regular thing tonight. As previously mentioned.
Zardog, what's up? Come say hello.
in the feeder game, they're playing 5-5-20, which is just insane. But there's some.
This is Zardog. He's always in the chat room. He's our buddy.
What's up, Greg?
Oh, right there. Is that good?
Right there. That's the sexy right there.
There you go.
How you doing, Greg?
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
Came by to see you guys'
You need to
set
come
up.
play. You need to come play.
Welcome to Stones.
You guys play too late. I have to get up at 6:15.
And your wife needs you at home to make dinner.
My wife needs me at home to cuddle with her.
Oh, of course. Well, of course.
Because I'm a cuddler.
I like it. I like it.
All right, well, I'm going to go say bye to Drake and Mike.
Okay.
Right on.
And then I'm going to go.
Tell them to get it in bad and get there.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
That's what Drake does.
That's what Drake does for sure.
For sure.
Drake's the
Yeah.
best.
He is.
Right on.
All right, love you guys.
Bye.
Love it. Not Greg Raymer, for anyone who's just Greg, Zardog.
Someone put out a number. 867-5309. 867-5309. I thought there was like a legit number, and then I'm like, oh yeah, it's a song.
Did you see a thing it's tagging on Facebook where it was like our generations mix or collided or whatever like that? It was
No.
yes he did. It was no. It was
I've been
was it
blocking you on
Rick?
Facebook for like 2 years.
That makes so much sense now.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And
Message
Twitter's next.
Failed to send. No, it was
He stalks me all day.
was it Rick Roll? Or you got a song? Never gonna give you up and let you down. You know that song?
Never gonna give you
Yeah,
up.
it was that song.
Never gonna let you down. Never
It
gonna.
smells like Teen Spirit. It was a blast. Actually, they pulled it off really, really well. I was entertained.
His name was Rick something.
Rick Roll? Was it Rick Roll?
I got Google right here. I'm not gonna
Rick
even
something
check.
around. Yeah, I'm not gonna use it. We don't embrace technology here. I'll send a courier pigeon out to fetch me the answer. Action's gonna fold around here. Casey's gonna pop it up out of the small blind. And Frank's gonna defend.
Oh, Frank, you're such a man of my heart. Look at this flop.
6, 9, 10.
He gets a pair. You're the best. I'll write it down.
Casey bet 40 here. We can't see his cards. Maddie makes the call. Or I'm sorry, Frank made the call. King of Hearts on the turn. It's a good card to follow up through and bet if you're going to double barrel this thing. He's going to check it over to Frank, and Frank's going to try to shut the hand down right now.
Bet 60.
Looks like he bet 60. The graphic says 50. It looks like 60 to me, though. It's a really, really small bet into this pot. And Casey's got folding posture, though. He takes it down, or gets rid of it.
Look at Frank in his mafioso shirt.
So we officially have a date set for our half Omaha, or I'm sorry, half PLO,
Give it to
half
me.
holding game.
Give it to me.
February 8th, we're playing 5-5, half PLO, half element hold'em. We're also on that night. We'll be playing 1-3 PLO, 1-3-5 to go PLO in the outer tables. That'll be a $500 max game. That will not be table stakes, so that we can get some of the hold'em players maybe cross over, try a 4-card game, play. You know, let them try to be poker players, not just hold'em players. And we'll also be spreading 6-12 as well as 4-8 limit Omaha that night as well. So.
Oh my God.
Mark.
So listen, February
Mark calendars,
8th is
February
not,
8th.
it's not Halloween. It's not a new Halloween with all the candy we're gonna be giving out. But, oh my God, that sounds so
Yeah,
good.
what-
Why, do we have to do commentary? Can we play? I
We can like check
enjoy,
in. Hey guys, peace out.
I enjoy a 1-2 Omaha game. I do. I'll play 1-2 Omaha and then I'll play a little higher.
Pot limit.
Yeah, PLO. And then I'll play a little higher pot limit, PLO 8.
Yes. 7-7 deuces are flop. Ian, I think, started the action here by raising with the pocket tens. He's got to feel great about that flop. Casey makes a call. Casey doesn't have a ton of sevens here. Casey's going to float here. He's got a pair of deuces. He thinks he might have the best hand. Expect Ian to fire another barrel regardless of what
Every
happens
time
on
I
the
have
turn.
deuces, I think I have the best hand. And a call. 8 on the
Eight
turn.
of spades.
Doesn't
Ian
change
checks.
anything. I think he's in check call mode right now.
Yeah, I don't think Casey's taking his hand away from Ian. I think Casey's picking the wrong player to bluff out.
Does he think he's bluffing?
Well, Casey actually did put in a raise on the flop, so the graphics show that Ian bet 30 and then got raised to 50. I don't think that's true, but there was a raise put in there by Casey. He thought maybe his deuce was the best hand. Queen of clubs comes off, and I think Ian's just going to call down no matter what Casey bets. Casey's going to check back, it looks like. Ian shows the 10s, and Casey realizes that he done messed up.
So I have our challenge ready. Would you like to discuss it at all?
So I'm unclear. So are we playing in the game, or are we just picking
No. I'm talking about between you and me, our
between you and I?
tournament.
Oh
Okay.
my goodness, yes.
Okay, so I want to know
I opened up-
how much of an edge you think you have on me on tournaments. Like make it simple math, like 2 times, 3 times. You think you're 2 times better player than me, 3 times? Because it depends on like.
being a better player, like someone who's like twice as good of a player, might necessarily isn't always going to equate directly into like, oh, they're going to have twice the winning.
But that's not what I'm asking you. I'm just asking how much of a better
what do you
player.
think my edge is?
Yeah, what do you
How
think your
much-
edge is? Because it depends on how much I'm going to ask for your payout.
Oh, we're playing even money here. I'm not laying you any odds.
Well, no, because if you have a better chance of winning,
Yes.
then I need to benefit when I win.
What?
Oh, come on, just give me
think-
you think you're a better player than me, so give it
I think
to me.
I would expect to win 1.25 times whatever you win.
1.25.
Times whatever you win.
Okay, so how much do you want to win if you win this? And then we'll go on after the hand. Tell me how much you want. You want to win 1K or $500, or what do you want to win?
Yeah, somewhere in that window. I mean, I would just love to
Take one, 500 or 1,000. Which one? 750. What do you want? Tell me.
$1,000.
Okay. Okay, so we'll go from there. We'll continue this up.
I believe Mike has turned a wheel. Because once again, when you're Mike Bossel, that's what you do. You turn straights. This is not a last longer. The Mayor P asked if this is a last longer. No, we're gonna bet on.
It's kind of
most
like
money,
a long-term lasts longer.
Yeah, how much money that we make. Who makes the most money in mutually played events, tournaments only, of course. And yeah, you guys can get in on this, absolutely.
Okay, so okay. The variables are that we need to play at least 10 tournaments together over the course of 1 year.
At least 10 mutual events, I would say at least.
10,
yeah.
okay. So there need to be 10
That'd
mutual.
be a prerequisite. Not a
Okay,
variable.
so if we both don't cash, then we count points. Cash will be considered like a point. Like if you cash $1,000, you get 1,000 points. But if you cashed 50th out of a 100 or 100, like a 200-person tournament, you would get 150 points. If I cashed 100th out of a 250-person tournament, I would get 100 points.
But you're not cashing when you get 100.
But I'm saying, like,
I think only
if-
cashes count. But bubbling and worse doesn't. I don't think
I'm just
counts
saying
for
you would
shit.
get points for lasting longer than the other person.
No, cashing only. Whereas otherwise you're losing money, and I don't think you should ever get a positive. You should ever get any kind of points or a pat on the back.
Well,
for
I
losing.
mean, when you're doing a last longer, you're
Yeah,
getting.
we're not doing
you're
a last. We're not doing a last longer. Oh, if you want to do that, then
No. I'm just saying it would. You could contribute points to
We can work it, okay.
outlasting the other person.
okay. So in the event that we both don't cash, let's
That's
say
what I was talking about.
No, I knew that. I'm just wording it. So in the event that we both don't cash, then whoever lasts longer in said tournament gets points, X amount of points based on how many more players you outlasted in that tournament.
Yes.
Equivalent to 1 point per player that you outlast.
Yes.
So if I pop a 100th, wow, 100th. I just said that out loud. if I pop off in 100th, and you pop off in 50th,
I'll
and
get 50
neither one
more
of us
points.
cash, you would
Yeah.
get 50 points.
50 more points than you.
Well, why would I get any points? You just get plus 50. It's same
Well,
relative.
because
you get
it's-
50, and it's
because
same.
it's a point
If we
system.
both get 1,000, and then you get 1,050, it's the same difference than if I get 0 and you get.
I understand, but in the long term, it may help you to gain a few extra points in that tournament.
I didn't know because it's relative.
I'm just trying to benefit you.
Oh wow. so many ways to rig this bet. It needs to be an exact number of events, otherwise whoever wins out.
We're doing 10,
And we'll just not
10
play
events.
any other one. So Julie makes a good
At
point
least
there.
10, at least 10.
Julie makes a good point where if whoever's the leader of the first 10 events could just then stiff the other person. I could be like, sorry, Veronica.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole point is, like, I don't play a lot. So the whole point is I'm going to try to squeeze 10 tournaments in this year. I probably, with you, playing with you.
We could just isolate that down to the last Sunday tournament here at Stones.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I haven't played every single last Sunday tournament.
We've had one.
No, I played two in the end of last
This is
year.
in the last year. Only this year. We've only had one. This is a whole new year.
Okay, I mean, we can do, but that wasn't the point of our tournament. It wasn't a last Sunday tournament. It was.
But I'm saying if we want to like specify like, hey, it's got to be these events or something like that.
Yeah, I may not make all of those events. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you want to try to get
We'll have to-
8 out of the 12 last Sundays, we could try to do something like that.
8 out of 12.
Or 10 out of the 12. I don't know if I can make all of them.
This is
That's what I'm saying. 10 mutual events.
yes. And then but either way, the first 10 events, whoever's leading it could just like stop playing. I think you'd have to require certain events after that, like because otherwise I could just be like, sorry, Veronica, I'm not playing, or vice versa. And you,
Well, if you don't want to play in a great event that I'm playing in, then that's fine.
free money. That's right. How do I pass that up?
Well, exactly. Like, that would be silly. But, okay, so it has to be at least 10 events.
At least 10 events.
You want to be a dick about it after? Fine. I don't care.
I wouldn't have to be it.
Okay.
I'd be so way out front. Like, okay, she'd have to like scoop the last like 3 events just to like get on my radar.
Okay, so what you said 1.25, then you're actually in your brain, you're thinking more than that.
Not as far as like, I think I would expect to earn 1.25 times whatever you earn. And mind you, I mean, I
So
could.
you're saying you're 1.25 more of a competent player than me.
No.
Okay, well, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay, well, God, Jesus, we.
Yeah, give me the numbers.
What's that symbol? It's like that. That's
Infinity, yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, I don't know. That's like so hard to gauge. So hard to gauge because one.
No, you're the genius. You're the genius here.
You've also
give us a number, genius.
You've improved your tournament game by leaps and bounds, and you know that in the last 6 to 8 months.
No, I
Right?
want to hear
So, like,
this
even if, like, right now-
genius strategy.
Mike's got top pair and opening a straight draw. And the idiot end of the opening straight draw. Maddie has got the good end of the opening straight draw. Cobra's found himself on the wrong end of the opening straight draw as well. And Kyle's got top set. We should have action here. Someone needs to spew, goddammit.
Action's on Mike.
Someone fired.
And he has a lovely 6'9". And now the action, okay,
And
everyone calls.
Uncle Matty makes the big straight. Uncle Matty's got a super straight. And Cobra has hearts. Kyle's got
just
top
hit that gut shot
Kyle's
like you
got-
read about.
He is opening it. Kyle's got top set. Or I'm sorry, now second set.
He
Here
still has
goes Maddie.
outs. The board could still pair. Any 7, any 8, any jack, and 9s will give him quads. Does he have a 9 in the deck? Has anyone folded in? Mike's got a 9.
I would expect Kyle to just flat here. I mean, it's obvious to say, but Matty isn't the kind of player who I think gets creative here with a 2-pair type hand and fires out. So I'd expect Kyle to do nothing other than call here. And he's probably willing to fold the river if Matty comes out and fires again. There's a call by Kyle.
Such a beast.
Cobra's got hearts. And Cobra, obviously by this point, Cobra probably knows that one of these two guys has a straight. And I was wondering if a heart comes, will he get paid off? Is any one of these guys capable of paying him off there? And he thinks no. He decides better of it. Board pairs for Kyle.
Oh!
What does Matty do now?
Pays him off. That's what Matty does.
Matty pays him off. The only question
Okay.
is, does he lead and then get raised, or is he going to check call off here?
I think he has to lead. He has to. At least put in a little, like, a third of the pot bet and
It looks
see
like
what
Matty
Uncle
checks.
No, it's Kyle's first to act.
Oh, I apologize. Kyle bets 450, gets called, and immediately tables the hand. So sick. And Matty had the super straight. Matty was in such a good spot in that hand. Although it's tough because he did have a set and a flush draw behind him. But
Knit rolled. You got knit rolled.
and Kyle's off and running. Such a heartbreaker. You don't just have the 10. You got the queen to go with it. and you're hoping that some poor sucker's got a 10 with
You
you.
know, anytime someone hits a gut shot like that, you pray that they get punished for freaking sticking around for that
It was an
gut shot.
open-ender.
No, he had
So it
a.
was at 789, he had queen 10. He had 79-10. He's open-ended. 6 or jack. Jack,
He had a
gave him-
queen
he had queen
10.
10. Jack gave him the super straight.
He had a queen 10. What was the flop?
I don't know, maybe I need to say 1.5. Like 1.6.
What was the flop?
789. So he's open-ended.
7, 8. Oh, okay. He had the
Yeah.
super. Okay, I was
4
thinking
in a
with the
row.
jack. I was thinking with the jack. It was a gut shot.
Yeah, yeah.
But the jack would have given them the net.
So yeah.
I was looking at this. Okay.
So
10 events,
10 events.
mutual events. Do you agree with the points or no? You just want cash.
I think. Well, let me think about that because
You think about it. Let me know when you're done thinking.
I don't know. Let me. What do you guys think? Should you get points for finishing ahead of your opponent, even if neither player cashes? Then we'll say you finish ahead and you get money. So are you what,
No,
a
you
dollar
just
per?
count them. You just count the money.
So you don't get double points for cashing and your opponent and your victim.
yeah, that would be a good
I'm
idea,
saying, so like,
too.
what, do you get points? So you
Yeah,
get
so you
a
should
point
get
per
double points.
position.
The cash should
that
be
you
like
so
like
plus like $2
super-
plus 2 points per dollar that you cash, or 1 point per
no,
dollar.
just 1 point per dollar.
So 1 point per dollar, 1 point per position.
Yeah.
Say so if you bust 100 and 100, why can I say that? And I scoop, I've got 100 points plus whatever cash I take.
You're scooping at 100.
So if I think the event, I win. I take first place. No chop.
Yeah, you'll
Crush.
take the
I
money.
get 100 points for finishing 100 places ahead of you, or 99,
Yeah.
99 places. I get 99 points.
That's
for
if I
finishing-
bust first. Yes.
If you, I'm laying out that hypothetical.
Yeah.
Fine, we'll reverse it. So I bust in 100. You,
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would get 99 points, or you would get 99 points
Yeah.
plus 1 point per dollar that you cash.
Yeah.
You're screwed. No, okay. And we better cover this right now. How many bullets? So let's say we fire.
That was what I was getting to next.
Oh, I didn't know that. I should have just let you finish.
So what about how many bullets you fire?
I just asked you that. Maddie's gonna open up here, or I'm sorry, he's gonna bet 35 with King Jack. Cobra has got a pair of queens. Turn was an ace. Can't see Frank's cards.
25.
Cobra's got second pair and a qualifying kicker, and it's good enough. Takes down the pot. That's one of the spots where Cobra's really good at knowing when he's ahead there. A lot of players are just so willing to check back and think, oh, I got showdown value. And Cobra's the guy he's going to lead out, trying to maybe get someone off of a better queen and or protect his hand at its best. He's good at that. So, bullets.
Okay, so
in the-
bullets. This is what I was thinking about bullets. Like if I fire 1 bullet and I place in the money, or I get like 6th, 12th, let's say, and you fire 2 bullets, you need to take out some points for that second bullet you fired. You need to minus some points.
I would agree, but do you lose? I mean,
like an $800
honestly,
tournament is.
Let's say if you fire 2 bullets in a tournament, and you
Let's say you won.
now let's go the other way with it, and let's say you bubble, right?
Okay.
Versus I fire 1 bullet and I go out early and just elect not to fire another bullet. In reality, even though you fired 2 bullets, you probably played better, had a better tournament run than I did. But you know what I'm saying? But
No,
yeah,
go ahead.
you see where I'm going.
listening.
You see where I'm going with that. You probably played better and had a better tournament than I did. Even though I only fired 1 bullet and you took 2 bullets and still didn't cash. But you'd be then losing points to me because you fired a second bullet in all likelihood.
So what do you want to do with 2 bullets?
I know there's gotta be another way to work that out, because otherwise it's gonna get just way too convoluted.
Okay, so we'll work out the 2 bullets. Okay, so you want 1K if you win, and that's it.
And what do you want if you win?
We're getting there.
I think so.
we're getting there.
So you think I'm gonna lay you some odds here? No.
Well, we're getting there because you're already saying no, so we're not doing the bet.
Why would you not play me straight up?
Because
Straight up not telling me what
if
really
you
not
have an
playing.
edge, then if I
that's
win,
why
it
people-
has to be worth my
That's why
while.
people make
That's
these
why you
bets.
parlay bets, because you have such an edge against you, but when you win big. and I plan on winning big if and when I win. And the fact that you fear taking this bet shows me that maybe you don't have as much of an edge on me as you think you do. Frank's got ace king,
Tournament's over
and he is gonna put in a little free bet here. It looks like a straddle pot. He had final option.
So Casey straddled for 15.
Casey straddled?
That's what it
Casey's
shows.
in the big blind.
Casey's in the big. I apologize. Casey made it 15 to go, and Frank exercised his option to straddle and made it 80 to go, and it's flopped himself top 2. I can't tell for sure if Mike Poffle's in the hand or not. If he is, he's got hearts. Uncle Matty's in the hand.
And Frank's,
Can't see
you
his
know,
cards.
in the field of don't slow play your hand, you know, and
here
Uncle
comes a
Matty's
raise from Uncle
breezing.
Matty.
Two mafiosos
It looks
going at it.
plain for blood. Cannot see Matty's cards.
He's too excited to put his cards over the reader. He just wants it. Look, he wants to ship those chips in.
So there was a straddle. Matty makes it 400 go. So there was a straddle. I want to say that Matty limped in. Casey,
I bet you Matty flopped a set. I want to see his cards. They're over the reader too. And Frank calls.
Frank moves all in.
Oh, okay, he goes all
In and a snap call.
And there's a set versus 2 pair, guaranteed. I want to see. I warranty you, set versus 2 pair.
They could have the same hand, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, Matty could have just limped in, which is so gross. And one of the players doesn't show the cards. Guys, show us some cards here. Show us some cards. They're going to push the pot. Look at the pushing the pot Frank's way. So Frank's ace king had to be good. So then Matty's got to have ace 7 there.
Yeah.
That's the only way I see Matty raising the flop after the hand was 3-bet. And Frank leads out for 150. The only way I see Matty making it 300 to go and losing a pot would be having a hand like ace 7. I don't think Matty's doing that ace queen. That's the way we've seen play. We've seen most for the most part call down top pair, good kicker type hands. For Matty to pop Frank like that, I gotta imagine he had to have 2 pair
I
back.
hope he didn't do that with ace queen. Yeah.
I wouldn't imagine he
They're
did.
saying
Flush draw with the king. A pair and flush draw, that would make a lot of sense.
take off 1 point per dollar of
Now, mind
buy-in
you,
if you have to rebuy.
Matty's the same player that we referred to in the other hand who had the open end straight flush draw and remember just called. So I think a pair and a flush draw is less likely. I mean, king queen of hearts, yeah. I mean, you know that I'm going to get my money in there. You know, Veronica's going to get her money in there with king queen of hearts. It's just we've seen Matty flop an open end straight flush draw and just call before. So to flop a pair and a flush draw, pair and that draw there, I would seeing the way Matty's played in the past would lead me more to believe that he would just call in that spot.
Yeah.
So for him to play back to Frank, I gotta think he's got a 2 pair of better hands. And because the pot got pushed Frank's way, we know it couldn't have been a set of 7s. I think it's gotta be ace 7. Yes, no?
Yeah, I agree.
Ace 7 spade club, something like that. Oh no, they said that was George that had the open end straight flush draw. Are we sure about that? Was it George? Was it George or Matty?
Yeah.
I thought it was Matty.
Oh yeah, I can't remember.
Oh no, it might have been George. You're right. No, I think actually it might have been Handsome George. Meanwhile, Ian's made a set of 6s. Unfortunately, Kyle doesn't have much. He's Veronica's not listening to a thing that I'm saying.
It's a way of like making it through 3 hours.
We're gonna have to work out the number of bullets thing. Maybe you only have
I
to lose
don't
half
think
the
that you
points.
should be punished so much for entering again.
I
because
agree. I agree.
It's a normal thing with poker.
Pretty standard.
And if you're out pretty early and you decide not to run another bullet, then you lose those points. But you can't use. You can use, I would say, the best of those points. Like if you last longer in your second bullet, maybe use those points. I don't know.
So maybe if you fire another bullet, the firing of the bullet doesn't count against you unless you cash, and then at which point you take it off the cash amount or something. I don't know
if you should be punished for firing a second bullet. Honestly.
I think that does matter. Let's
You
say
should
all
just
year
take the
long,
best
you're getting deep on 1 bullet, and I'm having to fire a 3 or 4 every tournament. I mean, you're then presumably playing better poker. You know what I'm saying? It's not. I don't think it's just so black. It's like poker. Nothing's like black and white usually. We're gonna have to work that out because
We're gonna have to work out the second
I think
bullet
another
thing.
bullet does matter. I just don't. I agree. I don't think you should be. I agree with you. I don't think we should be totally penalized for firing another bullet. Like
Maybe
I don't
you should
think
be
the whole line
penalized
should count
like
against you.
100 points. Or you should be penalized half
Half
the
the buy-in.
buy-in in points. Minus half the buy-in. But then you're like, it's so, and then you start, if you're firing multiple bullets in multiple tournaments, then you're like having to get first place to break even, and I don't think that's fair. We'll have to think about, what do you guys think about the 1 point per dollar cash? Makes sense. Take off the second buy-in because it's out the cash you would have made in only one buy-in. Yeah, but the thing is, the variable involved, like the second buy-in, is never considered when you're watching a final table of the World Series of Poker, or you're watching any final table at the World Series. Do they ever say, oh well, this guy's bought in 3-4 times? No one says that. They're just like, yeah, this guy made it through the field, blah blah blah. And we know that they used to have multiple buy-ins. I know they don't really anymore, right? They used to, like, Daniel Negreanu used to be a champion at buying in multiple.
They still have like a couple rebuy events, but for the most part, the series has gone to single entry for the most part.
I don't know. I don't think that the buy-ins should be.
We're now hurting people's brains with this bet. Kyle's gonna open up the action race here to 20 with the king queen offsuit.
Nobody cares about how many bullets you fire. I agree with Claw.
Cobra's gonna make the call with the 6-8 suited. Frank's got a hand. He's got ace queen. He'll make the call.
You got paid $2 grand to do it.
Well, we'll have to work it out. I'm with you. I don't think you should be penalized the full amount. That's just like pretty harsh for something that's pretty standard, especially at early level, play.
Yeah, no.
You go out there, play aggressively, try to get chips, and if you don't, then you fire another ball and play.
I would say
play
you just take the best of however you did and get those points.
We'll figure it out.
Whichever bullet you do.
We'll iron this thing out. We can do it. Get the money part. Let's get the money part. You really want me to lay you like 1.25 to 1?
No, I think you're gonna lay me better odds than that.
No, too much variance in tournaments.
You've got an edge on me.
I feel like I do.
Remember
I feel like I do, but I also feel like
that. Remember, I'll be folding a straight flush to you if you jam into me. So.
Because your flush isn't good.
Because my flush is no good.
Obviously.
So. Just remember that.
At some point. Oh, we're gone.
So, Kyle's now popped it up to 250. Like, Frank put in a 3-bet. No, we have flop, action on the flop. Sorry guys, I got all mixed up in how many bolts are firing. Frank flopped gut shot, let out, and Kyle made him pay dearly.
There's some guy in here that has hair like The Weeknd.
Oh,
Kind of,
right?
like a
No,
low-budget
that is
version of
impressive.
The Weeknd.
That is impressive.
So anyway, if I win,
Let me hear it.
here it is.
Let me hear it.
So if I win, Jake has to write the very first LSAT next year.
What?
If he scores below the 50th percentile, and I'm laying the line pretty low, 50th percentile. If he scores below the 50th percentile, he has to pay me 3 times what I would have had to pay him, so $3K.
What if I score in the 90th percentile?
If you score above the 50th percentile,
Okay.
then you don't have to pay me anything. You can also buy out of it, of writing it for $4K.
I might just have to take this. I might just take this. You should have like make an IQ bet with me earlier in the week as well.
I don't think
And it was a
that
push.
all law school is filled with high IQ people.
No. Actually,
I don't think you're aware of how difficult the LSAT is.
I've never taken it, so no. I'm very well likely to be unaware. Ace 9 6 our flop. Cobra's got top pair, top kicker. Mike's pocket sevens did not find a companion, and Mike calls. Not a good card for Mike.
Have it. Take it now.
Cobra's gonna lead out at it again.
Difference was I knew where I was at, and the rest of that hand we play, I have no idea where I'm at.
And Mike finally gets away from it.
Just up and way at it.
Yeah, no, I actually saw something this weekend via social media, a study posted about Mensa members having like, it was like over 50% of them believing in astrology and like ghosts and stuff like that. And I like, my knee-jerk reaction was like, no, like.
Yeah,
that,
I mean.
But then there was a link to a whole other article where people that, just because people are, intelligent doesn't necessarily mean it always translates over into success. So just because, like you said, like, people might, just I don't think every lawyer is a wizard.
Exactly. And hard work translates into success. Your IQ has nothing to do with
Hard work and 3-betting light. That is
3-betting light and
Yes.
4-bet shoving and then 5-bet folding. Oh, sorry, that was Sean Drake. Sorry, that's Sean Drake. Sorry. I love Sean Drake. Sean Drake's one of my favorites. I hate to get on his Balzac like everybody else does, and I'm just gonna throw it out there. I love the guy. He's a good guy and he's a great player, and he's like one of the best in Sacramento.
Sean, he's certainly got it going for him. And tonight,
They said I'm pretty catty tonight.
So Sean Drake tonight. It was like 5-5-20 in the feeder game.
Yeah.
And folds around him in a small blind. Of course,
I
he
knew it was
raises
5-5-20 because Sean Drake's in the game.
Yeah, he raises. Wow, Ian's got a monster here. No one's got much for him though. Mike Paulson's not gonna play with him. Ian's got a gut shot and nut clubs. And Mike's got a
Ian looks like every hand is miserable for him. Every hand
pretty
is miserable.
standard. Oh well, great hand.
I
Monster.
just
What
want
do
a
I do
bunch
with all
of
these chips in
money.
the pot? Whatever. I don't care. No, yeah. They're playing 5-5-20. Folds around to Sean in the small blind. Sean makes it 60 to go with King 5 off because he likes to party. And the big blind gets super dirty. The big blind flats with aces. And straddle goes away and the flop comes on 6-5-5. Turn 5. And river's a deuce, which actually completes a diamond draw. And Sean bets, guy raises, Sean ships it, guy snaps. And it was, I think, for his opponent, that was the second time he had his aces cracked that night. The first time was against one of the other players at the table who had deuce 5 off in a 3-bet pot. Flop a deuce, turn a 5. And
It sounds like a 1-3 game on steroids.
yeah, I don't know how everyone's not here right now. Get out of the chat box, get down here and play. God damn it, this is crazy.
Just a little tidbit. Casey's putting in a 3-bet here. Just a little tidbit. Ian was at my cash game table last night.
Ooh.
And thoroughly not amused and like, I need a drink. That's what he said. He sat there and he was like, I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, I just need a drink. Our cash game table got a little wild last night. I don't think he was amazed. Someone pulled a 3-8. It looks like they would have flopped.
A lot of cards.
A lot of it.
A lot of it. So Bill's got the best hand here with his ace king, of course.
Does Casey actually have deuce 7?
Casey actually has a 7 deuce. And to my knowledge, they're not playing a 7 deuce game.
And they're doing this for the cameras.
Casey's
I
just a sick
guarantee
human
you,
being.
they're doing this as a like, hey, how many
wanna
times
show
can I
off.
win with deuce 7
wanna
on
show off.
camera?
Casey wants to show
Casey, we
the
know what you're
world.
doing with your baby blue shirt. We know what you're doing, trying to show some personality with the shirt. Show it! Show it!
Bill
Show
folds.
it! He doesn't care because
Do it,
it's going to be
Casey,
on
let's do it.
camera.
Oh, there's the show. There's the show. And Bill's like, I knew it. I knew it. Oh, God. It's going to get under everyone's skin. Now, hopefully Casey will realize that he'll probably have to change the gear here or so and not be 3-betting so light. But, or you go the other way where like people are going to expect, okay, well now you showed a bluff. He's going to be setting that up for some future, playing on later.
I love he's laughing. What a needle, Casey. What a needle. So we've got Chris sat down, Chris E. in seat 5, right? Seat 5. And he looks like he's got like, are those 3 stacks of greens? He looks like he's got 1,600. Yeah.
That's a vest. Same thing.
That's a vest. He looks like he's got 1,300, a little more than 1,300, maybe 1,400. And that's Chris.
Yeah.
That's Chris. He's new. He's a newbie. Like,
New player. He was in the 6 feeder game earlier.
and he's like, oh, thank goodness, get me out of that crazy place.
And Sean will probably fall into his car later. Eight, 6 deuces are a flop. Mike's 3s are still out in front. And he's gonna put in a bet. Fold, and Mike's 3s are good.
Is it standard, like, for just everyone at this high level to just look so miserable. Like their girlfriend just broke up with them. Their dog got killed on the highway.
People generally definitely players like in the middle of a hand. They try to play
Middle of a hand.
Well, it's one of the things. I mean, you're trying to do everything in uniform. You know, you don't want to. Oh, when you have good hands, you're giggling and smiling and laughing, having fun, or the other opposite, you get really quiet.
Just the misery.
Yeah, these players love the agony. They really do. It's like
the struggle is real. I would get in the middle of this table and I'd make them do body shots with me. I would like get all wild.
For any of you who think that she's joking, she's not. You always know where Veronica is and what table she's at. I can be on the other side of the room.
I will get a whole table to put money in blind. I've done it before.
It's so sick. I don't know how you do it. Like everyone's like, no, just call, just get it in. No, you're fine. Yeah, get it in.
Yeah, get it in. Shut up. Don't look. If you look, you're just ruining your game.
Yeah.
I'll get.
And then they're like, oh, she's probably got a point. And there they go.
Yeah.
Chips.
On a 1-3 game last night, these two guys convinced me to call their all in. There were two of them, 300 all in. About one had like 190, another one had like 300 something. So I called their all in with a suited ace 3.
Okay, to give you guys a little idea here about, hold on, let's get the hand going. Chris has 8s, Anthony's got 10s, and we don't care what anyone else has. Everyone missed. Mike Postle is going to posture. I will not give him credit for a hand because the cards are not showing. I will assume that he is bluffing. That's 150. Making about a pot-sized bet. Anthony makes the call with his 10s. Probably not a bad call. He's got position on Mike. Definitely want to see what Mike does here on the turn. Comes back around a Cobra. He's thinking about it. He kind of glances down at his chips there. No, he's going to get away. Frank's still stacking blood. Okay, so Veronica tells me that she's going to go play cash. And I'm like, okay, when is this happening?
Yeah, because see, I'm not his fish.
Will not tell me. That's what she thinks about my game versus game. She's like, no, I'm not your fish. You go find your own. And she wouldn't let me be a poacher. Yeah.
So I was at a great cash game yesterday, and what pisses me off is that when there's some donators at the game, and you can see that they're not having fun or not, like no one's talking to them. I'll start talking to them. I bought them drinks, but the rest of the table was not doing anything.
300 goes in on the turn from both players.
How do you not like the people that are donating the most money in the tournament? How do you not or in the game? How do you not say, hey, can I buy you a drink? Hey, what's your name? And I was the only one talking to them.
And that's one of the things that I really try to finesse people, players, etiquette at the table, and especially if you feel like a bad player is getting lucky and you get in there. Don't berate play. Don't yell at that guy.
Them.
You want to be that guy's best
You
friend.
want them to have that money. If there's any one
player you want to have the money, it's the bad player.
Yeah.
If you want to
Oh my God, I can't believe how you call 7.
Oh yeah, there's one guy that was like hitting a lot at first and like bluffing because he didn't really know what he was doing, but he was like re-raising everybody and he would win the pots and he thought he was so good and then he gave away all his money and I was like, why would you guys be mad at him? Buy him a drink. This is what you want. They reloaded several times. It was just...
My best friends in the world are all the bad players.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's good stuff.
Donator equals the wizard. Yeah, they can be wizards sometimes.
Anthony's going to go ahead and raise it up here to $30 with the ace-10 of spades. Looks like Chris might make the call here with ace-10. He's offsuit and out of position. I don't like either of it.
They're asking if we're getting the fee 25 minutes after it happens. Yeah, about 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes.
25, 30 minutes, yeah.
We're doing commentary on the delay.
On the delay. So I'm just going to repeat whatever you say first.
That would be good.
Yeah, it would be good. All right, I'm done now. I'm done.
So you see the power of position and the power of aggression win here when two hands of exactly the same hands are playing against each other.
I really don't like flatting ace-10 out of position. For me, hands like that are more of a 3-bet or fold kind of spot, just because if you flop an ace, unless your opponent's got you out kicked, he's really not going to put a lot of money in the pot with you, so you don't want to play a big pot. Plus you're out of position, which you never want to play big pots out of position.
Except
generally.
If you're in a 1-3 game last night on my table.
In which case, it's just like you find two Broadway cards and get it in.
I think most people at my table, not most, I would say 2 people in particular were not looking at their cards, which was awesome.
And God, how do you get in these games and like you never like? It's like it's so funny because like my phone was on. That's a weird part.
I don't need you there. I Snapchatted you all.
I know you did. It was heartbreaking. You're in like Spew City and I'm at home with my
Oh
family.
God, and baby Jesus. Oh, it was so beautiful.
No straddle this hand. Mike's gonna raise it up to 20 with the Ace King offsuit. Cobra makes a call with pocket fours.
And that's the flop you want to see with Ace King, you know?
Shows Casey. I can see Casey's in the hand. Yes, no? No? That's just the graphic. I apologize. Mike turns an inside straight draw. No one's got any diamonds. Check to the river. And Cobra's sixes are good. I'm sorry, Chris is King 10. If he's still in the hand, is Chris in the hand? Chris is in the hand. Chris is in the hand. He's good. King 10 takes down the pot. Extracts the minimum. And Chris is getting serious. The best has come off. You're
I'm just, my lawyer's just been texting me.
saying how much you can and cannot, like, no, that's
Yeah,
bad. Your
stop.
accountant's like, we can't afford to do that anymore.
Do
No
not
more
talk about
profits.
anal on air anymore. We can't
wow,
afford it. You're killing us.
I thought it was going to like, you can't make any of these bets with, you know, players anymore. This is 5-5. Buck Mason asked what the stakes are. At 5-5, we had a $10 straddle that was happening earlier. That's now off. I'm sure it'll get back on earlier. The feeder game is, from what I'm seeing, still playing nuts. 5-5, 20 to go in the feeder. Couple maniacs, animals, whatever you want to call them, in the feeder. 3-8-6, couple of clubs. Casey's got a flush draw, 2 overs. Sure, he'll put some chips in the pot here. Mike checks, and Ian's gonna bet out. And this is a spot where, a lot of people will abuse raising with their draws. But this is a really good spot for Casey to be raising with a flush draw here, just because that board misses Ian's range so many times, and he does, and he makes it 75 to go. Ian bets 35, Casey makes it 75 to go, and can't see Mike Possel's cards. But this is one of those things where, most players are playing, play big cards and pairs and things like that, and 8-6-3 misses your opponent so many times. You really are better off raising your draws. You're playing your hand fast. You have no showdown value, so you really got to just try to bluff the pot and give yourself other ways to win. King of Spades is a turn card. We don't know what Mike has. He check all that raised by Casey. Mike could have anything here, from a set to opening straight draw, or even better, or worse, flush draw here. He just check calls again on the turn. I gotta imagine Mike's got some sort of showdown value here. He checks again. Mike's got some showdown value for sure. But it's not gonna stop Casey from bluffing at it.
And Casey does not, so he has to bet here.
I really don't think that Mike, it's a big bet by Casey. It might be too big. 3 1/4. Good call by Mike. He said, Mike the check call, turn, river. If he was on a draw.
Let's see what Mike's hand is. 5-7.
Mike was opening it, river to pair of 5s. God, he's so sick. But that goes back to, like, if Mike had no showdown value there, which is on a draw that missed, I think he would have bluffed the river. I don't think he would have conceded the pot. Mike's not one to concede many things, if anything. And so once Mike checks the river there, he's got it. If you're in KC, you got to imagine he's got some sort of showdown value. Why not? I'm sure Casey didn't imagine that he is light as a 5, but Casey really probably was just bluffing off some chips there. A smaller bet there on the river might have actually, done the job. If any bet was going to do the job.
And you got to do the job.
You got to do the job. Sometimes, you got to do the job. Job's got to get done.
Everybody's got their job to do.
My job evidently this year is going to be outlasting you in a tournament prop bet.
And if it doesn't work, you're going to be writing that LSAT. I think for me, it's just happiness just to have you write the LSAT. Because it's just such lunch a painful exam.
God, Julian says, God, Mike ran so bad there. He had him nominated. Oh, goodness.
The NorCal Jew is a super sarcastic beast. I love it.
What's really funny, we talked about Casey 3-bet continuation bet the 7 deuce hand earlier in the night, not too long ago, and we made the comment that he'll probably have to change gears there or something, and there he goes again. I mean, if the way that hand went, I think the 3 1/4 bet on the river was a little bit ambitious. I think he would have raised larger with a real hand on the flop. Maybe. I don't know, maybe not. And then fall through the turn. I think he's bet smaller, making it look like a real please call me value bet. Maybe that's like 250. I mean, it's not a big difference between 250 and 325, but I think that bet looks more, hey, come on, brother.
So Jake's got a line that he can like tap into Casey's brain, and he just like, and then he knows what he's thinking.
I ever need elevator music, I just tap right into Casey's brain, put on the headphones. All your favorite hits played in monotone. Cobra, getting sick, makes it 200 to go with a 3-5 of spades.
Makes an ace fold. And Chris is like, why? Making faces.
I see regularly from Cobra, week in, week out, and he finds these great spots where he knows his opponent, can't call a big raise, and he check raises, the turn with air. He pops up the flop with jack nothing, and he seems to consistently find he gets sniff out these good spots all the time, and it's a big part of his game, and it works really, really, really well.
He backhands him like a pimp.
Yeah,
and his hooker's not making enough money.
Left hand backhand. That's a strong move right there. Left hand backhand. Boom. I'm jealous.
Chris better have my money. Looks like the table's loosening up a little bit. There's a little bit of chatter. Kyle, are you going to start talking too? Kyle took off his lovely sweater and now he's loosening up. Cobra?
He's getting super, super serial.
Cobra's serial. Casey's putting in a raise.
Here goes Casey. Maybe 25 to go with ace king off.
And Frank.
Frank
with a 3-7. Frank, you're so good for this game.
We've just seen Casey bluff off 7 deuce. We saw him bluff off queen 7 here. Frank's probably got reason to think that he's not in a bad shape against Casey. He's got position on him. Queen 10-8, couple of spades. Casey's got 2 overs and a gut shot, and he's gonna let it check through. Casey turns the nut spade draw though. Now we'll put out a little bet. And I don't see anyone calling else here. Chris doesn't like his 6s.
So is Chris, have you seen him before? Does he play
No, tonight
this game?
was the first time I've seen him. I don't know him. That said he might be a regular here, and we just never crossed paths before.
I have not seen him. Yeah, I haven't seen him before.
I don't know what his story is.
Ian and I are like
besties.
Yeah, he's
Blood brothers. You get pinky swear.
Yeah, we're like tweeting, messaging. Hey, what's up? No,
Ian took a really sick cooler in the most recent last Sunday tournament. He got heads up against Sticky Ricky Lay, and they got it all in heads up, ace king to king
Ricky's
jack,
a beast.
and Ricky got there.
Billy's putting in a raise with queens here. It looks like a $20 raise. It might be 25. Yeah, 20.
20 with the queens.
And Frank's got 7-9. Come on, Frank. You know that's a playable hand.
There goes Frank.
And you've got position on one, Frank. So
Chris is priced in.
7-9's like aces in position for Frank.
And Ian's on the button, and he's not folding immediately yet.
Why don't I see Ian's cards?
Because he does not want us to know have any insight into his game. And Ian's going to call the 20 as well. Now let's have a little raise.
That is a raise. That looks like 70 or 60.
And that's not a big raise. If considering that there's an open and 2 callers, That's not a really big raiser. It seems more like he's trying to induce action than just pick up the pot.
And just a call from Bill. What is Bill putting him on? What do you do there if you're Bill?
I play back at him.
Yeah, me too. Me too, but that's what I do.
I think you 4-bet and then kick yourself in the stomach if you get 5-bet.
You know it's a trip when you see like someone who's always wearing a suit and tie here, and then he's wearing jeans and sneakers, like.
I'm drinking a beer.
Yeah, what's up? Who are you?
Bill checks it over. I didn't quite see Ian's bet size, his 3-bet size. It didn't look like a big bet though.
It was 3x. Bill made it 20 and then Ian made it 60.
And now they're saying
yeah.
On 573, it looks like they're saying Ian bet 80, and now Bill is check raised to 150. Or I'm sorry, he made it 300. Love to see Ian's cards. So Ian continuation at 80 and
like begrudgingly, painfully calls.
Turns an ace, and that might put the brakes on Bill. Now, what's the tough spot you're in there is after you check raise and get called, and you get a scare card like that. It's kind of like, what do? Do you fire out again, or you now just concede and check back the pot? To check raise and then check the turn is, like I've talked about that before, it's such a weird line in no limit. You really are kind of conceding the pot. Another ace gets there.
Yeah. So the thing is though,
Ian's got kings, by the way, I believe. Nope, that wasn't kings. Muck's in hand. I took a stab at it.
I was gonna do some, analysis, but we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that.
Well, the hard thing is for Ian.
He checks the turn. Bill should.
Ian could have taken that pot away on the turn. If with there not being a 4-bet, Bill's going to be 4-betting.
I don't know if he would be able to take it away. Bill might have just called.
Bill, I don't think would check raise ace king on that flop. So once he check raises the flop on 8-7-3, he's probably not opening, calling 3-bets with those middle pairs like that. Just not we've seen that at Bill's game so far. And then once he puts in the check raise there, and then checks back the ace on the turn,
yeah,
I really got to think he's got a pair better than the 8 that now does not like the ace. And so I think if Ian bets like 400 there on the turn, I think he gets Bill off.
Yeah, he might,
And if Bill check calls there, I think Ian can follow, maybe ship the river.
Some people can't fold.
Some people can't. I think Bill can. Bill's capable of folding queens there. The odds, obviously, what is he going for? What's he going for? Double check raise there? If he had like pocket aces,
double check.
Yeah, if he's got like pocket aces and trying to like play aces cute, that'd be the only hand that you could really like think. But that you have to actually have a single hand, or like ace king of spades. In which case, if you check raise ace king of spades and then made an ace, I think you're still going to lead the turn. So maybe like pocket, you have to like single hand be like pocket aces where he thought Bill's getting cute, not 4-betting aces, and then check raise, making a move on the flop, and then turns like top set, and now is like trying to like now bait him into a trap. That's the only hand maybe I think that if you're Ian, that he's really got me hammered crush on. Or right now I think Ian would think he's ahead, which I think Ian maybe once that I see that line out of a player that the check raise, check. What have I done?
No, I'm listening. It's on the next hand. That's all.
Poker's okay, yeah. Poker.
I get it.
I think Ian can take that away. Obviously, Bill does not like that ace. If Bill had a set, then he would lead the turn. Because now he's going to hope that Ian hits the ace.
This check down on the river, correct?
He only check on the river, so he only had like 500. So Ian probably had like jacks.
Bill puts in a big bet on the river, he may have won the hand.
Bill did win the hand.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm saying,
Okay.
Ian,
Yeah.
so there's Bill only had 500 behind. I think you can shift. If that's the case, you can shift the turn and make Bill call off there with the ace in the board. I think Bill gets away from it. You're turning your hand into a bluff, but I gotta assume that maybe Ian.
I don't think. I think with that check on the turn, I don't think that Bill is gonna go anywhere on the river. I think if
on the by the river, but on the turn he might get away. Turn is an ace.
Yeah. If he would have.
I think if Ian ships the turn, if Bill only had 500 behind.
If Ian, yeah, okay.
That's my thought there.
Some people, like I said, again, I kind of get the feeling that maybe Bill's that guy that won't fold the queens. And you all know that there are those guys at the tables that if they've got kings or queens or jacks, they're just not going to fold. They're just not going to fold.
There are some of those players. I know exactly what you're saying where they have a pocket pair and they're just like, I'm going to call down.
I'm not saying, and it might be, it depends on who you're playing against.
Yeah.
So that it seemed like in that position he may not have been folding, but.
And you're right. I have seen those players that, and I've seen some weird spots where they turn their hands, they completely unnecessarily turn their hands into bluffs in spots where there's not enough information to really validate that the player didn't like the ace or didn't like that whatever card it was. Where you'll see on king high boards, they'll check to the original raise or the raise or c-bet, and they'll check raise shove queens and works, which is there's no reason to do that at all. If you're ahead, you're ahead. If the guy's got kings, he's got specifically ace king, he's gonna snap you off, and it's just really weird spots where I've seen. You're right. I have seen players do that. I don't particularly think that Bill's that type of player.
Against Ian, maybe.
And yeah, maybe against Ian. I don't know if they have.
If Ian's got this reputation that you're telling me about.
From what I've been told is he one very successful tournament player told me that he's the best tournament player in town. And he's not a bad cash game player at all either, from what I get.
Well, he didn't do anything in our 1-3 cash game.
Well, he needed a drink. He already established that.
He was like, I'm like, what is wrong? I need a drink. So he looks like he's miserable all day long. Like if he gets the best breakfast ever from his mom and she kisses him on the cheek, he's like, that's just 24/7.
Yeah. Life's like that sometimes.
I'm just saying if he lived in his mother's spare bedroom. Not that he does. I'm not saying he does.
You're not isolating down there? So it looks like there's a raise to 15 from Mike with a 7 out of diamonds. Anthony makes a call with queen 10 of clubs. Cobra calls.
And we're gonna, unless someone puts in a 3-bet, we're
Casey's
gonna see a lot.
Casey should be 3-betting here. There we go. Attaboy, Casey. Casey looks like he's gonna make a 115 to go somewhere in that neighborhood with the ace-king offsuit. And generally,
everyone's chips off the table.
And generally, you see people that 3-bet out of position, namely out of the small blind or out of one of the blinds.
Pretty strong.
They're in most cases, obviously players kind of, but most cases, they generally have a pretty strong hand. Actions. Blinds together.
Chris, are you? Yeah, you're one of those players that can fold king jack. Some players cannot.
versus a 3-bet out of the small blind, king jack just plays so bad. You're dominated there so many times. And I think it's going to go around. It's going to work.
Bill's like, don't bring that New York salsa to us anymore.
Looks like it was open to 15 callers, and then Casey made it 115 to go. Double Dog asked if we aired a 1-3. Not yet. We believe we're kind of working that in the mix.
I've been trying.
I think the plan is for February. February, sometime around Valentine's. We're also going to work in the PLO game in February.
February
8th. PLO, we're going to have half-half, 5-5 PLO, and 5-5 no limit. And we'll be playing 1-3-5, 500 max in the outer tables, as well as a lot of some 6-12 and 4-8 and larger if you guys want limit Omaha as well.
The 8-16 limit game. I don't know if we're still running it. Kyle, the Deej Poker guy, was hosting it.
I'm not sure.
Great game. Great game.
Mike Postle's under the gun here. I don't know. I think he maybe straddled this hand. I don't think he min raised here. So I think the straddle was on, and Cobra made it 35 to go with 6-7 suited. Casey's gonna call on a button with pocket 8s. Frank's gonna just call. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, ace jack obviously, and we know Mike's gonna complete there. Mike's flopped an open-ended straight draw. Good flop for him. Cobra did not connect with the 6-7 suited. 2 overcards to Casey's 8s. Checks through and the deuce of hearts comes off on the turn. Looks like Casey might have led here somehow. I saw Frank fold.
Look at the 8 on the river.
And Casey river 6, but all the hearts got there. And Mike made it straight. And Mike straight's good. Poor Casey. River's a set of 8s. So yeah, we're gonna be playing half-half. It'll be a 5-5 game, half PLO.
Who's doing commentary?
You and me. You and me. What are you talking about? You get to learn. You get to learn what rap is.
Please don't talk to me like I've never played Omaha.
I don't know. Okay. So yeah, we got 5-5.
Playing Omaha casually.
You told me you didn't
1,
want to
2.
You said you didn't want to.
I said I don't want to do commentary. It's so different than doing commentary and talking about hand selection in Omaha, especially with when people are Omaha players. They're generally super competent Omaha players, especially if that's mainly what they play, and they get so irritated when someone's doing commentary that's not a regular Omaha player.
See, I just assume when I'm playing those games that every player at the table, unless I know otherwise, is a crossover hold'em player who keeps forgetting that you gotta play 2 from your hand, 3 from the board.
Maybe here, but where I learned how to play, there was a constant Omaha game running, and Omaha. Cobra's got queens.
More cards.
He's looks like a 3-bet.
Anthony makes it 20 to go with his 9-10 suited, and Cobra has now popped it up to 80 with pocket queens.
For them it would be like running nails on a chalkboard to hear like a 2-5 or a 1-3 player talk about Omaha, like a hold'em player. You know, it's just yeah, have fun. Let me know how it goes.
It's gonna be fun. So yeah, half PLO, no hold'em, and like I said, then 1-3-5, just straight PLO in the outer tables, and that'll be a 500 max. That'll not be a table stakes game. And then limit
Anthony, you know you could have made that call. You know you could have done it. Get some gamble in you, baby.
I think Ian called it. Or was it Ian or Anthony that raised when I had the 9-10? Ian or Anthony? Anthony can call there.
It was Anthony, but you know, he's a better player than me.
Julian says that the WSOP is very reggy for PLO, but there are a couple spots. That's probably true. Obviously, Julian plays a lot more PLO than I do, and I specialize in PLO 8. So when I'm playing there, I'm usually playing PLO 8 or Big O, which is the same thing, which is 5 cards.
Yeah.
So he'd probably have much greater insight on how the PLO cash games are there.
And the 1-2 Big O has like a 400-person wait list every time you're there.
Yeah, that's pretty deep.
What is the PLO gonna be? Is it 1-3?
5-5.
Wow, that's a huge game for PLO.
But it's a half game, so it'll be good.
What are we buying it for? 100K?
It will be I actually have it right here. No, the half or the main game, it'll be streaming, is a 200 to 1,500.
Shut up.
So I would assume everyone in that game dividing for about a K.
5-5 Omaha game for 1,500 Am I the only one finding that funny?
No, that's like it's to start. Same thing, just like we see here in the 5-5 games, or we've seen the 5-10 games where it's 1,000 stars.
Yeah, I know.
And then it gets off the chain after that. I mean, so
like it has to.
Julian, you're gonna come up to that, right? How do you not? Come back home, your own backyard, show all the kids here.
They said 2K, Roger Bailey says 2K max for the 5-5.
Oh, 2K max for the 5-5. There you go, Roger. They're asking the wrong guys. King 9-4 is our flop. Couple spades. Cobras. Got the ever so popular super secret cards. Casey's got middle pair. And a lot of enthusiasm. And he makes a call. Frank gets out of the way.
Frank, how you fold ace-10 there? It's the nuts.
There's a good old grit on the turns.
A7 suited makes the most sense.
It's usually with these new players, they have a hard time remembering where to put their cards.
Yeah, I mean, that's-
so Cobra's cards are super secret right now.
But you know what? We've seen a couple players there out of seat 1 do that. I don't know if it's
And
a reader
seat
issue.
5. It's 1 and 5.
Well, 5 I understand because you have the either or reader to use. But from what I can see, I think Cobra's got his cards right where they should be.
I know what pound Thanks a lot. That's the one hand you're going to remember tonight?
That's 175. This is going to be really hard for Casey to call here. Now, if he thought maybe there's a chance that Cobra was just firing with air on the flop, by now he's got to know that there's something going on. Unless Casey called the flop with the intention to take it away on the turn, he's just going to stone cold call the 8-9 here. He might be able to bluff a spade if a spade comes up, and there's a spade. He might be able to bluff a spade here. Cobra checks, which he can't see his cards, but I presume he probably would, and let's make some sort of a defensive blocker bet. Casey could probably bet like 350, 375 here, and it's going to look an awful lot like a flush.
But at the same time, like,
And Casey's got to know that his after Cobra bet the turn that his 8s are no good. Or I'm sorry, 9s. I'm saying 8s. 9s. I apologize. I think 375-ish, 400 even. 5. Casey makes a big bet. Now we've seen a big river bluff from Casey already tonight. We'll see a Cobra pick up on that as well. Cool Breeze 777 says that Cobra has Jack something. Cobra's fires a little stare over at Casey.
You can't outstare Casey. You can't outstare Casey. Did he just ask what he has behind? Casey just showed him his chips.
Casey put in a pot-sized bet on the river. We saw him do the same thing against Mike Postle. He bet a little bit large.
Yeah, the thing is, like, you can get the same thing accomplished with a little bit smaller bet, and if you get called,
If he's gonna, yeah, Cobra's gonna fold for 400. Same as he's gonna fold for 550. I think 550 looks bluffier. I think Casey was actually calling down this hand with the intention of obviously catching an 8 or a 9, or bluffing a spade.
what Brett thinks he's got like a king 10 or a king jack.
Oh wow, Cobra gives him the pump fake. Reaches for chips.
Oh, the pump fake. The pump
Wanted to
fake.
see how he reacted. Casey looks uncomfortable. I agree, Willie. They said a good bluff at wrong sizing. I agree. I think 400 somewhere in that window, 375, 400 looks much more like a value bet. And there's Cobra making a sick call. Hopefully he's not calling out with pocket 8s. That'd be gross. And Cobra show us Cobra's cards.
I just don't know. No, he's so injury prone.
No aces. Cobra's got aces.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I don't know if Casey would have been able to get Cobra off aces. The way that hand played out.
It was, I mean, you could have got the same result for a
for less, yeah. 375, 400. If Cobra's gonna decide that you have a flush, then he's gonna fold for 4. And I think he's probably more likely to fold for something that looks a little bit more like a value bet than a bluff.
You know, I think that it might be a little early, but that might be our hand of the night. I really want to start taking our videos and finding the hand of the night and posting it on YouTube.
Yeah, it'd be really great, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that extra time I got laying around, I'll do that.
I don't know if Casey would have got Cobra off there, but if he was going to, I think a smaller bet size on the river.
100%.
Yeah,
you don't, especially if
and Casey's not adjusting
he's
to his
turned his
table.
hand into a bluff essentially.
Yes. Yeah, he never once thinking that his 9s are good there. But it's just kind of one of those things. And good for Casey looking for bluff outs. I mean, that's something I always look for. Yeah, I can hit my hand, or if X gets there, I can, do whatever. But Casey, it doesn't seem he's taking into account his own table image. We've seen him get out of line, 7 deuce. He showed the 7 deuce. You saw him, he got caught with queen 7. He just got caught again. He's not adjusting to what these players are now perceiving him. Hey, this guy, he's bluffy. He's a little steely right now.
But then later on, if he picks up some big hands, he will get paid off.
He can play them fast. Yeah, he can probably start to play them fast if he gets a big hand. But right now, I think Casey's got to reel it in a little bit and adjust. Otherwise, he's going to be in for a rough night. Good call by Cobra too.
Yeah, great call. And again, it's always easy for us to say what we would have done or how we would have played better, but because we can all see the cards. But Casey made the decision that he thought was the best one, and he may have thought that bet would have got him off of his range.
He thinks he's trying to get King Jack to fold, King Queen to fold,
and it may have gotten King Jack to fold.
He's not really imagining he's trying to get an overpair to fold. It's not like the board is 10 high and he thinks he's trying to get Cobra off of Jacks or better. There, he's really thinking he's trying to get Cobra to fold a soft king.
Yeah, vote against me too.
So you'll be writing the LSAT. I think it's January or February.
I have not accepted that bet yet.
Okay. Are you?
Can we just take some other standard IQ test, something like that?
No, it's not a standard IQ test.
Can we take some other one?
No, you have to take it, and then it's not. It's kind of like an IQ test that you can study for, but I know you're not going to study for it.
No, shoot from the hip.
Yeah, exactly.
3-bet line.
And then, I'm giving you a pretty good line at 50th percentile.
That's a very good line. I don't know how, I don't know.
I mean, we can change the line to 60th.
No, you're not.
If you're very confident.
You're not gonna bet small and then bet more. If let's say.
Well, you can change the line and we can adjust the amount, the payout.
Okay, we'll work something out.
If you think that you're confident enough that you can go above 60th percentile.
What do you think I scored? If you had to lay a line for someone else, something that you would take the over on.
Without studying?
Without studying. Give me both, with or without.
Okay, well, anybody with studying, I think, could get above 80th percentile, maybe 90th.
Is it that easy?
People study for a year. It's not like a weekend. It's a year.
I've got long week. I got 3-day weekends though, so
Okay. And then, you're a degenerate in the poker room.
Yeah.
I think without studying, you're looking at 30-50%.
Oh wow, really?
It's a hard exam. I think that if you're confident, we can raise the line and increase the amount you win.
I've never seen any that test. I've never seen any kind of sample questions. I don't even know what I'm getting myself into.
Well, that's the glory of being overly confident about your IQ and ability. Is you can lay the line right now. Because men have this thing where they're so confident about their ability. Because every man in this room comes up to me and talks to me about how great they play and how bad everybody else is.
That's different.
And everybody's making so much money playing poker. Yeah. So here you go.
I feel like
let's work on that. Let's work off of your confidence.
I feel like this is you're all working this into trying to like bring up like your IQ and how.
No. I'm not trying to. This is not.
What'd you score? What'd you do?
I don't want to talk about IQ. Right. We're not talking about IQ.
I know.
We're talking about an LSAT exam, a law school entrance exam, and I want to gauge the percentile that you think that you're going to score at.
Well, Frank's gonna raise it up here with a suited queen.
Mike Possel's got the monster deuce 7 and he folds. How do you do that?
Casey would have raised. Ian's gonna change seats.
We've got a new player coming in, correct?
We should have a new player coming in. I believe Arcady is coming over. Arcady?
Arcady?
I'm gonna call him Arcady.
I guarantee I'm behind right now.
So Chris takes down the pod.
He's not in yet. Okay, so Will 1Y. I don't think that they're playing the Deuce 7 game in the table. I really think that there's a consensus in the poker room that, you know, because everybody here watches the show, and I think it's like for hey, who's got the...
It's bragging rights.
It's
one of those-
bragging rights, like they're who is winning with the most Deuce 7s on our live stream, and I think there
And you
might
know
be a...
what? I saw that in high stakes poker, like seasons like 1 through 4, were in different lineup, and I forget what season it was. All of a sudden, it seemed like players got in there and they just wanted to flop Deuce 7.
Yeah.
And there was
For the cameras.
Yeah, for the cameras. Like, oh my god, and of course you get Tom Dwan and games like that, which just made it crazy. But I really think here, when you see these players playing 7 deuce, I haven't seen any money flying their way for 7 deuce. So I really think they're just doing it to try to show off. In some of these spots, it's not like they just see weak spots. I think they just wanted to flex their muscles a little bit. Like, look what I can do.
I like it though. I like it because
it's great.
it changes the dynamic of the game. The cameras change the dynamic. Frank dresses up to come here. Look at
He
him.
dresses up for the 7 deuce game, absolutely.
And what's he doing right now? What is going on here? Look at.
He's smiling, he's laughing, he's having a great time.
Is he raising in a V formation?
He might have
like
just
it.
made it the flying V.
The flying V. I like it, Frank. Someone texted me or tweeted me saying that Frank was betting in V's.
He was. I went back and watched it. Yeah, Frank was betting in V formations just for you. And we didn't. We're here and we're just
I love Frank.
so
I do.
zoned
He's
in,
one of my
zoned out. We
favorites.
didn't even notice it. So Ian put in a 3-bet pre and checked through the flop and has turned himself trick kings. And Frank's got nut diamonds. Casey's gonna exploit his table image and bet bottom pair. Jeez, Casey. Oh goodness.
Leading out with bottom pair. It's always the best place to be.
Oh, Casey has no breaks. And here comes Ian.
I did not see Ian do this in the 1-3 game.
Looks like he's gonna make it. Casey snap folds. Realizes he needs to go back to the drawing board here. The graphic shows that it was a bet of 100. It looks more like 75. I only see 3 green chips out there. And Ian's made it 335 to go. And Frank is not going to call with diamonds.
Ian does not want a flush to hit. Yeah. It's a great race. And
Yeah.
Casey's just like, Casey, what? There's like dead money. Casey just puts dead money out there.
I really like Ian checking through with the King 10 there. If you can see that King 10 on King Queen 4, it's really hard to get called by worse hands.
I didn't see that Frank just called there.
Yeah, it was Casey led,
Yeah.
Frank flat at diamonds,
then
and
Frank-
Ian let him know where the real hand was. That's one of the spots where, like, you can, when you make a move for the pot with like a weak hand like ace 9, ace 10, and you flop your ace. Sometimes you're better off not continuation betting.
Oh, yeah.
And you induce. I always feel like I induce more bluffs for my opponents. Case in point, Casey.
Yeah.
And most players will immediately eliminate an ace from their range of hands that they're putting on because he did continuation bet. They think, okay, well, he was a pre-flop raiser, and if he really had an ace, then why would he make a continuation bet? Because every player would, And oftentimes, checking back, top pair there sometimes gets you paid off in spots where otherwise it wouldn't have had you played the hand just straightforward.
Jimmy Bluffett's asking if you can stay at the feeder or you're required to move. It's a soft must move, so
Yeah, it's hey, it's your turn to move to the other
hey,
game.
you want to move,
But
and then
you
if they can't find someone,
if you say no, you are allowed to pass on it.
last person on the list will have to
But
go then.
yeah, if everyone passes though, you will move. But usually someone wants to get over.
off of Sean Drake's right.
Yeah, someone's willing to get out of that spot usually.
If I were to get seated on Sean Drake's right at a cash game and there was no other seats open, I'd run away.
So here's what we just talked about. Cobra here's got ace 9. He flopped his ace. He's gonna go ahead and make a continuation bet. It looks like there are hearts out there that's a little bit different table or board texture than when it's similar texture, I guess. Similar. Mike's got 2 pair. And once again, with this board texture, you'll probably see, no, Mike's not going to raise. And Mike fires out on the turn, makes it 75 to go when 4 clubs peels off. Cobra's making the call the best hand. Board pairs.
Good river for him.
Gives Cobra the best hand. And Cobra gets lucky. I believe I said that Cobra called the best hand on the turn. You did not. Sorry, Mike saw the best hand was Queen Jack. Jimmy Bluffett. Jimmy Bluffett.
Jimmy Bluffett, you know we like you in the chat.
We love Jimmy Bluffett in the chat.
We love our regs. The chat's like so much nicer than when we first started, when they were like trying to kill us. Trying to like verbally destroy our will to live. And now it's like, hey guys, how's it going? Hey everybody. It's like a nice community now. Like we can actually all go for dinner together and have a drink and do body shots off of me.
Yeah, same.
Same.
So that's our new player there in seat 7. Arcady. I'm gonna call him Arcady.
He looks familiar to me. I am wondering if I played against him in one of our tournaments. Look at that very nice leather jacket. I like it a lot. He has a good look.
If you're gonna go leather jacket, I say you go brown leather, you don't go black leather.
You gotta mix it up though. Sometimes you gotta have black leather, sometimes brown leather. I have got some pink leather, but that's like a different story. Anyone named Cobra, I don't want them in the hand. And Cobra calls, Casey calls, and Frank's calling.
Yeah.
So I hope he knows what he got himself into. And Chris is also in the hand.
Chris has found the almighty 5-7 offsuit. He saw it work for Sean Drake and company at the feeder game. He's going to play himself some offsuit 5s. 7, 8, 10. And I believe Cobra has a gut shot, 2 overs, and a backdoor flush draw. Which to me is like...
Donuts!
Yeah. Barrels.
The fold button just like gets damaged on you.
Yeah, no, it's...
When you see like pretty cards
find a
that
lot of
match,
folds.
matchy. I love the $100 chip calls. Don't look at the graphics, it just gets scary.
It got weird. Cobra didn't come along. I didn't see what the bet was in front of him. Frank Lindsay's still in the hand. Doesn't show that he even has cards.
Your son's on.
It is. Frank looks like he bets out 2 1/4.
It's a good card. If Frank is bluffing, it's a great bluff card. You know, it hits his range definitely. Sorry, did I play Footsuits with you?
No, you're fine. Our new player, Arcady, he's cutting out some chips. Now the graphic's not showing us the cards, it's showing us C7's in the hand, which he is. It's also showing Casey in the hand on the button, which he's not. We know it's Frank Lindsay out of the small blind. I couldn't see the exact action, but I gotta imagine that Frank let out pretty big on the flop to get Cobra to fold.
All right, let's see the river. What's the river?
River is a shiny reflective card.
And someone is all in.
And
I love that all in button.
Frank checked the river, and our new player, Arcady, has
He doesn't have that much behind. He looks
got
like
some white chips there.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I
There
didn't
are
see
some
the
white chips there. The white chips are $100 chips.
So it looks like maybe 4, 5, 6, like 600 behind.
4 and change.
It says
4 and change.
It says 850. I don't know if it's that much.
No, the graphics are wrong in this hand. It looks like 4 and change. I see 3 white chips, a stack of red, and some change. We don't know what the river card was. We don't know what Frank has at all, or Arcady for that matter. River was a jack of clubs. Wow, so if it wasn't there before, it's there now. And Frank disgustedly throws away his hand. And welcome to the game, Arcady. Wasted no time.
I like to call him Arcandy. And then it's just
Arcandy?
Candy. Hey, Candy. I'm sure he won't appreciate that, but
Call him Arc.
he's missing a scarf. You know?
You perceive him to be a scarfy player, do you?
Scarf, leather jacket, probably has very expensive shoes on, and like True Religion jeans or Sevens. That's where he's at.
He's got Sevens?
He's wearing Sevens. You know the Seven, the jean company?
Look, you think I know that jean company? You really think, you look at me and tell me that you think I know that jean company? Jeremy by Pearl Jam is playing on, and you're like, that's your song, and you put that with me, like you think like I.
You know True Religion jeans though, right?
Only because you talk about them.
No, I don't own any.
But you talk about them.
They're very douchey.
Yeah, I don't wear those jeans. I don't wear jeans that I could like just like, oh, that's a bullet in the last Sunday tournament, you know, like.
Yeah, but you'll throw out like 3 bullets in the last Sunday tournament.
Yeah, which is why I can't buy those jeans. Cause
Jake only knows Levi. Orange tab.
hey, if it works, baby.
You just said baby.
I did.
That's the very first time I've ever heard you say baby. If it works, baby.
Oh, I say baby.
You're loosening it up.
Ace King 5, 6 of clubs on the turn, 3 clubs on the board. Mike Postle's gonna bet his Queen 10.
And if Jake was Chris, he'd be going all in right now
Probably.
with an 8.
Yeah.
8 of clubs.
Got a lot of flush draw there. Never has a club in, does he? Never. And it looks like Frank's gonna take out a hand.
That's what you do when you're good looking. You take down hands. Casey's kind of steaming. I can see he's frustrated. His usual plays aren't working tonight, and he's not timing his aggression properly, I don't think.
And he's not understanding his own table image.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing we've all had those times where you're like, God, how can I can't get anyone off any hand, blah, blah, blah. And you've got to realize not just how you perceive your opponents, but how your opponents perceive you. And this is a great example of it tonight where Casey, it does not seem like he's changing gears at all after he showed that 7 deuce hand. And Casey's made a couple of big moves in a couple of big spots. And some of these players have probably gone back and watched some of the past streams, and they know that Casey can get a little bit creative.
Kyle, my honey badger's putting in a raise. Casey just calls with a Hawaiian vacation. Frank also has, well, if it's suited, it's not called the Hawaiian vacation.
That's true.
It's the Reno vacation if
Yeah.
it's suited. Kyle's got ace queen. He's
Great chat box. So both Casey and Frank have flopped open into straight draws. Chris has an overpair. And Kyle has swing and a miss with his ace queen. Frank's gonna lead right out. Chris makes looks like he's gonna just call with his jacks. No, okay, there we go. Chris, so Frank
I was
leads up
like,
for
no, just call with your
please, right.
jacks.
Frank leads up for 65, and Chris makes it 165 to go. Action's over on Casey. Casey's pretty shallow, and he's gonna ship, looks like
Ship.
4 and change.
Ship it. Yes, Casey. Best move you've made all
The
night.
graphic shows that he's all in for 240. We can clearly see he's got 3 stacks of red there. That's at
That's
least.
like 400.
And he's
there.
got a couple greens on top. It looks like 450-ish.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Casey just shipped it for 450 with his draw. And Frank's not done with his open-ended straight draw.
Pocket
Casey.
Maces loves the commentators. Thanks. Normally they just love Jake. Frank.
Commutators. The commutators.
The commutators.
Well, he did like us until that point. Right now, we just wrapped him. King's Full says I'm a hoodie and Target jeans or Target kind of guy. I think he's giving me a
You
lot of
don't go to
credit.
Target.
Yeah, he's giving me a lot of credit there. 450.
Frank.
Frank gets out of the way.
Frank's gonna.
Frank can never call there. He got a raise behind him, and Casey ships it over the top of that. And considering that it is Casey, Chris I think should be calling here with jacks. And it's not just because you can see the hands. I think he
Because
should be calling every
if
time.
flush draw isn't within the range, he's still ahead.
Flush draw, straight draw.
If a straight draw's in their range, he's still ahead.
I mean, he's beat
He's beat by overs right now, or
I don't.
sets.
Yeah, I mean, Casey, I'm sure maybe has some two pair going on sometimes, but like the way we've seen Casey play tonight.
I would be like, if you have a set, you have a set. You know.
Yeah, when he makes it 165 to go, he's got to call 450 total. I mean, I'm pretty sure it looks like 450-ish. It might not even be that much. It looked like I saw some green for sure, and it looked like 3 stacks of red. I'm pretty sure it was, and there's change on top of that. I think Chris has got a call here. There you go. Chris makes a good call.
We're the rebel, yeah.
And Casey gets there. Bink. Casey oopsied. He just oopsied all over the place. When the 8 comes off, Chris actually probably didn't hit it because the 8 gave Chris an open-ended draw, and he did not know that he was drawn to a chop.
This can't flat there?
Did he just like punch that jack with his finger? Like, oh, I hate you. What are you doing there? He didn't put him on maybe he didn't put him on open-ended because he had that jack blocker.
Well, yeah, it's tough for him to have there, and even if he is open-ended, he's getting a great price there.
They're hating our graphics. You know, sometimes we hate them too. Sometimes we hate them too, but you know what? You know what? You just got to move on because we're going to get them better because that's what we're here for.
So Twinkie for me says serves him right for not 3-betting jacks, and I gotta agree with him. I mean, when you're out of position there and a multi-way pot, you really want to be playing jacks out of position. I'd much rather, against that many opponents, I think not. I think he would have been much better off putting in a 3-bet because then Casey and Frank not calling. Kyle probably would have called with his ace-queen suited.
Yep.
But other than that, he probably would have got all the other junk hands, all the Hawaiian indications would have been out of there.
Yeah.
And if he 3-bets pre, Casey's never calling there.
You don't want to be like check calling, limp calling all the time with jacks, ace jack, ace queen. You're just gonna get yourself in a lot of trouble, especially in early position. Where's the button? Well, he was on the button actually. Never mind. But he should have. He should have put in a little more pressure on everybody.
Yeah. I think. He would have isolated himself against Kyle, and then.
Now they're bringing up how Drake pulled the jacks. 3-bet.
Yes.
He like.
Folded to a 4-bet. Yeah.
Folded to a 4-bet.
3-handed, mind you.
What percentage of his stack did he stick in? Do you remember?
Too much to fold to a 4-bet, I feel. No. They were all, I want to say that the stacks were under 30 bigs. And so if it was a standard open to 3, Sean probably made it now like 9 or 10x. And
is there a consideration there to shove on the 3-bet, like a 3-bet shove?
I think
instead?
the 3-bet shoving is way too big. It's just way too big. Because I mean, especially if you're ever gonna 3-bet light, which 3-handed you're gonna be doing a lot of re-raising. I mean, with some pretty marginal hands, and I don't think you want to just like ship it all the time. In case you do, let's say Sean's making a move in 3-bets, ace 7, and then gets 4-bet, then it's a pretty easy fold. I don't think you ever want to do that and 3-bet shove 30 bigs, which is just ridiculous, and get snapped off. Of course, yeah, you're gonna get 5s and chunk to fold, probably. Maybe, I don't know, she might have called.
Well, now we know. Well, she was already all in, but if he had shoved, she was gonna fold if he had shoved on the 3.
Yeah, but I think that just.
Now we know how to get Drake off hands. Just lose your mind and just shove your chips in.
Yeah, just get it in bad against them. How's that working against everyone else in the area? When I say the area, I mean the United States. I hear it's not going well. Getting it in against bad against Sean has not played out well for his opponents. But I mean, yeah, I don't think you want to be doing that just because you take all of your light 3-betting then out of your repertoire, so to say. I don't think it's good. I think you can 3-bet standard, and he's probably expecting her to just flat or fold.
Okay, so when he made that move, like, you don't want to be so results oriented because we saw what she had. Most of the time, when you're getting 4-bet like that, you're dominated.
And for those of you who don't know, we're referring to our high roller tournament. Sean Drake got down to the final 3. It was an $1,100 buy-in, 100K guaranteed. They exceeded the guarantee. I made the final table. I popped off an 8. Sean got down to the final 3. Gal opened with 5s. He 3-bet jacks. She 4-bet shoved, and Sean laid it down 3-handed. And I think it's easy for us to say, seeing the hands, that
Most
fold,
of the
but
time,
I think those stack
making
sizes.
fold.
I 3-handed.
Okay, no, I'm saying making a fold against a hand that's got him beat. How's that? Does that sound better?
I don't know 3-handed if you can say it's most of the time. I mean, in a ring game versus jacks versus a 4-bet is a whole other game. But like, I think
The thing is, you're not playing in a vacuum. He's been playing against her for a while. He perceived her to be much stronger than he must have perceived her to have queens.
She had been showing
aces.
up. Meanwhile, Kyle has queens full of aces now. Frank's got queens full of 9s. Kyle had turned top 2, which then backed into the other boat. And I think Frank's gonna call off here. I don't think it's a good call.
He knows Kyle's very snug. He's a tag. A double T tag, a capital T tag.
Yeah, but like, talking about that Shawnee, like I said, I think the difference there is it's 9-handed versus 3-handed.
Yeah.
9-handed 4 jacks versus a 4-bet is a whole other world.
And he also
when you're
said-
playing 100 bigs deep too, versus
He also said that he picked up a tell on her.
she had been showing down a lot of nut hands. Frank makes the call, gets the bad news.
Yeah, don't give out 8674309 because everyone knows that's my phone number. Don't give it out.
But it's a 1-900, right? It's like 1-900-867-5309.
Oh, it's 8675. Okay. 8675309. Those were the good old days when no one knew how to play. When no one played. Playing 5-card draw.
Waiting for that hand to die or what?
Was that what it was called? 5-card draw?
Yeah, I don't care if it's called poker. What do you do?
Like you got 5 cards and you'd give back 3 and you get 3 more.
Yeah.
Crazy,
we
huh?
We used to play that when we were little kids, up until I want to say I was probably like 9 or 10, in which we discovered 7-card stud, which we then thought, as adolescents, we thought that was this is real poker. So that's like kiddie poker, 5-card draw. We're gonna play 7-card stud, and I'm sure we were playing it wrong. I'm sure it was just playing it bad. And we thought that this is how adults play real poker.
Mike's got like a groupie there. Keeps coming over. Hey Mike. Hey, Andy Up Player of the Year. Hey, what's up?
Remember that cartoon? Hey Spike, the little dog, when he takes down the big dog, the big bulldog. He's like, hey Spike, what are your next Spike? You know what I'm talking about.
That's him.
That's Mike.
him.
Mike's got groupies, but when you're Mike Fossil, you can have groupies. Three aces on board says, why can't people fold a boat? Because sometimes 3 aces on board, there are 3 aces on board, and your pair's good.
No,
Sometimes.
it's 3 queens.
I said sometimes, not that time. I know it's 3 queens, but yeah, some people, their full button's broken.
I mean, the only thing that beats him is that ace there, right? Or what was it? Or the okay, so never mind.
No, I don't think it's a good call. I just don't think that Kyle's ever going for value there with 8s or worse. I mean, he can beat a bluff there, and that's it. Now we are on a 30-minute delay, I believe. So 25-minute, 30-minute delay. So, meanwhile, Frank's bad luck continues. He made river trip aces to lose to a better trip aces. Frank's 7 wasn't actually even playing. Frank was playing the ace jack 8, and Mike's queen came into full effect.
Was I needling Jake? I try to all the time.
I think they're referring to that particular player. I was telling you about the great compliment we got earlier today. I think that player had asked me to bring that up on air, but I don't know. It's good. Anyhow.
No, go ahead.
No,
I
it's
mean,
fine.
no. Like you're so advanced. You're probably making millions playing poker. Please,
Millions.
tell
millions,
us
please,
your strategies
please.
and your book writing and like go.
Well, when I get a book, I take a really big crayon when you hold it in your whole hand. I misspelled two. I T-O, 2 overs and a gut shot. That's the name of my book, but I misspelled the 2 to be ironic.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
on purpose.
totally on purpose.
You used me, myself, and I wrong on purpose.
On purpose. I think it
Just to blend in with the regulars, with the normals. Us petties, you call them, right?
no, pedestrians or
Pedestrians, yeah.
or
The simple people.
simpletons.
Yeah.
I don't know. But wow, they're loving you.
Lyman wants a sword. A sword, Lyman. I don't know how to give them out. And I got in trouble last time. And thanks for letting me on your show tonight, Lyman. I appreciate it. That was fun. He's on tilt. He wants a sword. Well, give me a sword. I want a sword on your show. Sword me up.
I don't know if I would give you that kind of power. No, you can handle it. You know how to handle it.
No, I don't. I would go bananas. I don't know how. Like in a chat room, you can go bananas, but
So Cobra's got the button in this hand. Card's getting pitched out. Cobra, get off your phone.
And it's really low.
It looks like the straddle's on. Frank's got the $10 straddle going. And Mike's gonna power limp. No, he's gonna raise. Thank God. Mike sticks in a he min raise.
Mike's just making that raise because he's got a groupie sitting behind him.
Really low.
He's like, watch this.
Yeah.
They think this means strength.
And everybody calls.
Casey calls with his 8s. Frank calls out of the straddle the 3-5 off. Gonna check over to Mr. Mike Fossil, who I think made a pair. Nope, Queen Deuce 5. Check, check, check. Jack the club's return, and check back over to Mike. Now would be a good spot for Mike to try to pick it up. Nope, checks right back at him. Casey's 8s are good here. Frank's gonna value bet his 5s. Mike's gonna get out of the way, and Casey should be snapping this off like 106% of the time.
And he, you know, when players start to tilt, they start to make bad moves, and he's gonna. Well, it looks like he's gonna fold the best hand.
You gotta call here. Frank would not have
It
checked
would
the
check
queen.
the queen on the flop.
Oh God.
Yeah, if he checked the queen on the flop, the king
Casey's
didn't
on
have it
light
on
tilt.
river. Yeah, Casey's on tilt right now. He's steaming. Nothing's going right for him, and so he's holding the best hand. You can't just play those hands and hope to flop a set and then win. Like you have to have another plan if
Frank
you don't hit,
wouldn't-
and you gotta what? Frank would bet with a queen on the flop.
Or more likely, at least would have bet a queen on the turn.
Yeah.
And he might have very well checked the hand like Queen 9, Queen 10 over to the 3-flop raise on the flop. But when Mike doesn't put in a bet there, if Frank had a queen, the jack comes off, Frank would put in a bet. And so when the queen comes off again, no one bet the queen, no one bet the jack.
5 a.m.
When Frank bets out there and Mike folds, Casey's got to feel that his 8s there are good a
100%.
very high percentage of the time.
100%.
I mean, not every time, but they're going to be good enough, a higher
Well,
enough
maybe
percentage
he
of time
thought
to make that profit.
the flop bet didn't, the flop queen didn't hit him, but the river queen hit him.
He didn't hit that one, but he hit that one.
He hit the river one.
He's like positive he's losing to like Jack 10 there or something like where he thinks Frank checked the Jack through in the turn and now is value betting
Look at
it.
Frank. Like, is Frank in Costa Rica right now with that blue drink
He's
and
having
like
a good old time.
he's in Hawaii?
So
he's at a luau.
Casey's running good and Chris has flopped the nuts. So Casey's gonna bluff at it, bluff into the nuts.
What? How? Just like the timing button is
God.
just like he like fell and hit his head where the timer was, and now it's all off and it needs
my
to be
goodness.
zeroed again, as we say in the healthcare field. We need to zero that machine, turn it off and on.
I cannot.
And Casey's not done bluffing at it. There he goes.
I just want to be
The
Frank.
board does pair.
Look at Frank's loving life.
I'm curious to see if Chris is gonna put in an old raise here.
Service on 11.
Two parallels, or not, I shouldn't say parallels, two polarizing people. There's Casey and Frank. Frank's having a good time in Hawaii, and
Casey's on live
just
tilt.
like live tilt.
Chris is just debating here. He knows he's calling it every time. He's just contemplating whether or not he's going to raise. Did he click back there? Yep. And at 200. Good raise.
Very good raise.
I like to see players that don't get so paranoid when they don't have the nuts. People are like, oh, they have a flush, but they don't go for any value because they
Damn
four
those
pairs.
freaking players that don't have the night. Mike, or Poker Pro Eric. If you don't have the nuts, you know, if you've got aces, just check call.
And Casey folds. Shows the nuts. Good job, Casey.
Oh, see,
And now that was the nuts.
I'm saying
Yeah.
the board was paired, but
Yeah.
the show. Again, I always talk about this. Like, I know they're on the live stream. I know they are, but they do this stuff even off the live stream.
Sean Pauls asks who is Jake Rosen's. I don't know. You misspelled that person's last name, so I can't tell you.
They show, and then the person against them knows they made a great decision and a great fold. You want him to continue to tilt. If you're playing against Casey, you want your opponents to continue to tilt and play bad and make bad decisions. And when you show them that they made a good fold, I just hate that. What do you think?
I hate it. I hate everything.
You hate, yeah.
The way that hand played
Just
out,
disagree
that's
with
the
me,
nuts.
like you normally do.
You're wrong, god damn it. And here's why. I have no idea. But yeah, the way that hand played out, I would consider it a 7 hearts in that scenario too.
This game does need Bear Jew. Oh, Bear Jew. Bear Jew and who else?
So, Casey's now turned it around and has flopped a lot of aces.
Oh my god.
Chris has got nothing for him. Check, Casey's gonna bet 30 and Chris is gonna insta-fold.
So this is at Stone's Gambling Hall in Northern California, Sacramento, California. And if you'd like to play in the show, we're having a rack attack. Come on, live stream table.
You love good action, great food,
And rack attacks.
and rack
And
attacks.
that's not boobs in your face. That's like money in the pot. Jake's all this time waiting for boobs in the face. I thought I won.
This is the worst.
They splash money in the middle of the pot, $100 or $200. Last night we won. My table won. Table 6, it's never table 5. We were at table 12 last night, we won.
So, Frank's picked up kings here. Ian's got 10s. Ian makes it 20 to go. Cobra calls with a suited ace. And here comes Frank 3-betting the button. And Mike's gonna cold call the 3-bet out of the big blind, which is definitely gonna price Ian in. And Cobra has got to feel he's dominated a huge percentage of the time here. But he's being laid a killer price, and he's going to make the call as well.
Yeah, I like
Casey,
that call.
who decided to come in with the 3-6 off because
He's steaming.
he's Casey.
Now he's gonna ship. No, just kidding. He's just gonna call.
Casey's somehow found himself priced in with a 3-6 off too.
Jig 3D9, what's up? Nice to see you in the chat room. And to the flop we go. And you gotta hate this when you got kings. And then an ace.
Ace 9-4. Cobra flops top pair and a diamond draw.
Let's just say Cobra's not going anywhere.
He
Can
probably,
I say that
yeah,
safely?
he's got less folds in his range than,
Than you.
yeah.
Frank is like, oh gosh, I've got like 4 other people in the hand with me and an ace flops.
The thing that Cobra's thinking right now is, does he lead into the 3-better to try to get him to raise, play back at him? Does he want him to play back at him? He could very well have a big raise, even though Cobra's gonna have great equity here with the diamond draw. It's gonna check through. He's gonna rely on Frank to do the betting for him, and he'll probably go for a check raise. No, he bets it. It showed that he checked. He did not check. So Cobra leads into him. Casey, a check through, and then a 6 peeled off. I apologize. I'm good. Graphics got me all screwed up. So a check through the flop, 6 of spades on the turn. Cobra bets $200 very confidently, knowing that he has the best hand. The only thing and Casey makes a great call with 6 junk, and we'll probably look to bluff a diamond into Cobra.
And Frank folds his kings. Great fold, Frank. I actually thought, Frank's a lot better player than I thought.
Once
Some people can't let go of that hand, even with an ace.
once Casey calls there, Frank can never overcall.
Yeah, I agree. And
He knows that one of these players has
why
an
is
ace.
the camera not on Ian? Are we waiting for action from Ian? What did Ian do?
Ian folded, and
Okay.
the Queen of Hearts came off on the river.
Okay, there
and
we go.
Cobra bet, and the way Casey's playing, if Casey decides to get cute here and pop it, he'll probably snap him off here. Casey, you gotta just fold here, brother.
Casey, this is your brain.
Casey just moved all in.
Fold.
Here comes
Oh man!
Casey to shift it. Casey.
And if he gets away with this, we have to.
It's like
Renounce his-
565.
If he gets away with this, he's. We have to take back everything we said, and he'll be the king at the table. A guy named Cobra doesn't fold this hand.
It's not a.
His name's Cobra, dude.
So this.
Can't bluff Cobra.
This bet sizing is totally different than the previous bet. So Cobra bet 200 into him, and he shifts it for 565. It's only 365 more to call for Cobra. Or they said 390, I guess. I think the graphic's wrong. I'm pretty sure I can count out 365 there. I'm sorry, 565. So I think it's 365 to call. That shove looks a little less absurd than the check bet 500. And Cobra's now thinking, is there something that Casey would
looks
not have
uncomfortable.
bet the flop here with?
Casey, look at his face. Did you see that?
What would Casey just call? And Casey got caught again. Oh goodness! It really, unless Casey had ace queen.
Again, ace magnet.
Casey must have read my book this week. That's what happened. He read my book.
It's called Giving Back to the Community. Oh goodness, Casey.
How to bring poker back.
I think Paul in 1980 said he's surprised that Cobra did not let him bluff the river the way Casey's been
He
playing.
did.
That's a good point. Well, it's really weird that Casey did bluff there because, like I said, with only 565 or 590 according to the graphic behind, you really are going to have a hard time pushing Cobra off an ace there. The way the game played out, unless Casey had ace queen, it's really tough for him to have that there. And even then, would he have just called pre-flop? Would Casey not 3-bet pre-flop ace queen? Would he not have raised the turn when Cobra bet out? Or I think Casey's more likely, the way he's been playing, would have bet the flop into Frank if he did flop his ace.
I think we've watched and we've seen Casey's not the only poker player in this world to do this. He was steaming, and we watched the steam take over his game and make him make bad decisions.
And
everybody's done it.
And he picked a couple of really bad spots, but he also picked the wrong players. Mike Postle is a competent player who can sniff out a bluff, sniff out a bad betting line. Cobra's, once again, that's not the guy you want to take a bad line against. He's not
a guy named Cobra. Do not pick a bad line against him.
Yeah,
that's the first line of your book.
I was gonna say chapter 3, but first line chapter 3, same thing.
Yeah.
And
I think Casey was just steaming. They're saying Casey didn't play well, but
That cost me a lot of money. I'm
does Steve G ever play catch at
Gee,
Gee?
I don't know if we had Steve Gee in here or not. But there's another great name that we would love to drag in here. Steve Gee ran a couple of really deep runs at the World Series main event. I want to say he was a final table, and then like the following year finished like the top 15 or top 20 or something like that. I mean, he was a couple back-to-back really deep runs in the WSOP. Really good player, Sacramento local guy.
first premium.
I think it'd be great to get Steve Gee in the game. Among some other players that we have here, we've yet to see Taylor Parr come in for the games yet. He's local. Of course, everyone knows about JC Tran.
I want to hear in the chat room what you think a good poker player is. I want to hear what everyone says a good poker player.
What or who?
Well, like what your description of a good poker player is.
Me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like everyone I talk to is like, I'm the best. Everyone sucks. Not in those words, just summarizing. And I'm just like, well, I guess everybody's the best and everybody else sucks. So who's a competent player? And then people are like, well, it's not how much money they've made because there's great players that are broke. Well, then what the hell makes a competent player? I mean, I'm seeking the answers to all.
Would you like to know the secrets?
Well, not from you. I want to hear
That's
what
a joke. That's a joke.
everyone what they're saying. Darth Vader.
Fedora.
A good
Someone that
player
doesn't tilt and makes good decisions.
recognizes his strengths and weaknesses and plays accordingly. I agree with that. I'm sure everyone is quite aware of how critical poker players are of each other and how
Yeah, you ask every single poker player how some other successful poker player. Oh, that guy just runs so good.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
God,
such
he just
a.
runs so good.
I
Couldn't
saw
be
him
possible,
play.
Yeah, that they make
Yeah.
like good decisions.
He's such a
Value that,
donkey,
like,
and-
oh man, that guy.
I
And
saw
they'll-
him lose so much money playing cash once. I'm like, so you've never lost money playing cash? No, but that dude totally lost it worse than me. You know,
They'll
like.
bring up that one hand, like, oh my, I saw him this one time, like he got it and he called off this and that, and they were
And
like,
the thing is, like, everything
isolated
we
incidents.
see is in such a vacuum, yeah, in an isolated incident, and we don't see like the history developing to the hand, and we don't know why people are making decisions. I mean, decision making isn't just black and white. Especially, every single incident is independent, I guess,
Yeah.
with built up information.
So Mike Postle likes to party, and he raises with 6-9 offsuit and flops himself a little 2-per. Ian has flopped an open industry draw to play with him, so we could see a little action here.
Ian wants to do a little 6-9 with Mike Postle. Sorry. The jokes are bad, ladies and gentlemen. I can't help it. It's hour 3.
Ian's gonna make the call. To the turn. Board pairs on the turn, and it's not good for Mike. He got counterfeited in a way. He's still ahead with his pair of 9s, but he's now playing 9s and 8s with a junk kicker. And Ian, it looks like, is gonna fire out at the 8. And Mike now has got to be worried about a hand like maybe 7-8.
Does he look worried? Does he look worried?
No.
He's got his feet up.
Good
He's got his
point.
groupie there. Whatever. That's what he's thinking.
And it goes check, check.
3 fair. Again, 3 fair.
And Mike's.
I have to say, Ian's face there gave away the strength of his hand, or I should say, the weakness of his hand. He was not. I mean, it's a small pot, but
Well, I think once, yeah, and then once
I mean,
Mike calls the turn.
if you're in the hand, you're in the hand. Don't like
Yeah.
when they call you on the turn, be like, ah, you just called me on the turn.
Yeah, once Mike calls the turn in position, the jig is up. I think if Ian's in position there and it's a check bet call, he might think about bluffing the river. You know, if he's in position and Mike checks to him again. But once Mike calls the lead on the turn, and he's not really buying the whole 7-8 type story, then Ian knows he's just all right. Let's cut our losses. If we get there, great. If not, concede.
I think Casey is Casey at the bar drowning his sorrows, or
I don't know.
maybe he's playing 1-2, 3-6.
Suicide watch.
It's frustrating.
It is.
It's
Ace
frustrating
8-5.
You start to play bad, you start to steam, and then
And like those things, yeah, they do. They can really just snowball out of
Yeah,
control.
totally.
You get unlucky ones. You pick one bad spot. Next thing you know, you start justifying, playing a wider range, and where you really should be snugging it up. If you perceive yourself that you're running bad or playing bad, which usually is one and the same.
the best thing to do is just go to a higher limit, get more money, and win it all back more.
Exactly.
Well, I would have to.
Or go
go play blackjack.
Go to the dark side. Yeah. Go to the dark side and play table games.
Listen to me, people. I know what I'm talking about.
Mike
Hey.
trims 2 pair and Mike takes down the pot.
Hey, there was a time. I hope my husband's not listening. There was a time I lost my whole buy-in on a 5-10 game, and I went to the roulette table, and I got it all back, baby. I got it all back.
That's that isolated incident.
That's an isolated incident,
See, it works.
except when it doesn't. But I was playing the red-black. I wasn't playing the numbers.
That won't work for me.
It's all bad.
Yeah. What do you think, Mike? Sessions work on my
So we should have a new
Okay,
player coming in.
2 people that it won't work out.
Yeah,
KCC.
I don't think that's gonna fly too well.
Well, they're saying there's no worse feeling donking off your chips with a bluff. Well, I don't know. I mean, if you're developing an image, like if Kyle shows a bluff, if gets caught with a bluff, it's okay to get caught with a bluff once in a while, and then show, and then they're like, wow, I can't put him on a hand. He's a rangeless monster. Then I think that's okay, and as long as like you understand that to be a part of your game, and you're gonna get caught, and you're like, okay, so I'm gonna develop this persona. But if you're gonna like bluff off, get caught, then roll your way into disaster, that's a different story.
Yeah, I think that's understanding your own table and it's when you're steaming those, sometimes you just don't care. Sometimes you're just like, screw this, I'm gonna go give me some chips back, and it's gonna work this time.
It didn't the last 10 times, but it's gonna work now. Frank swapped to 7, and to him that might be the nuts right now.
Mike's got the best hand with his king queen.
We don't know what our Candy has. Arcanelli.
Arkelele.
Arkelele.
R. Kelly. It's R. Kelly. That's
I like R. Kelly.
That's R.
Yeah,
Kelly.
let's do it. I like R. Kelly.
So Mike's added a heart draw to go along with his kings. He checks over to R. Kelly. And Mike's hearts get there. Assuming, of course, that R. Kelly does not have the ace of hearts, which I don't see him checking back the turn with. So Mike's got to feel pretty confident here that he's good. And the only question is whether he try to get cute and try to suck a little bluff value out of R. Kelly, or is he gonna? Yeah, and he is. And Mike snaps here. There's a snap, and he shows. Same hand. Mike's king's good though.
There's hearts. Yeah, so the king of hearts. Yeah.
Yeah. I saw it. Yeah.
I gotta.
Yeah. So, I mean, not knowing
You
that...
will be disciplined in the chat room if you say stupid stuff. Sorry, go ahead.
Not knowing that R. Kelly had a heart in his hand, that's good what Mike was doing there. He's trying to induce a bluff out of him, in which if he always feels like if he value bets there, R. Kelly folds everything but a decent heart. And so there's one spot where he probably makes more money checking there and inducing bluffs out of his opponent. As long as he thinks his opponent's capable of bluffing the board.
We haven't seen Kyle really play anything about his ace queen.
Kyle's been pretty card dead. A couple times he has had cards. He's not connected with the board well. And you know what? That's one of those situations that can be as bad as anything. It's been worse than like catching cards. Is you get bored. Same thing. Bored on the table happens. You get bored. Next thing you just find playing more and more hands. And I've been guilty of that. Where I just start playing, God, I can't sit here for 3 hours. And
I don't think he's that player.
no, Kyle's
He's very
super
patient.
disciplined.
He doesn't have a wife texting him like, "Get home now, bring some milk." Like he's gonna sit at the table.
Yeah, and just grind out boredom.
Oh my God.
We have a new gentleman sitting at the table in seat 2, which is, on Cobra's left, which is a good place to be.
Not a bad spot to be. Got a couple Bill's pretty snug to his left.
And Kyle is also on his right, so I mean he's sitting pretty right now. This is a
Yeah,
nice
not a bad
spot.
spot at all.
He's gonna make it.
Frank's still having fun. Frank's one of my favorites. I'm telling
Frank,
you.
is he one of the players you sit down and he's gonna drag a good time out of you.
I'm
He's
gonna invite him over
have
for
fun.
Thanksgiving this year. That's what I'm gonna do.
You should.
He would probably bring a lot of wine and have fun, and get down to his underwear and dance on the table at the end of the night.
Yeah, and you have to probably apologize to your neighbors, but it'd be worth it.
What about the hand Jay bluffed the shit out of you?
Yeah, I know. Right? No, they're like, how does he call it? He can
So R. Kelly's gonna open up the action here. He's gonna raise to 25. Can't see his cards. Bill's got King Jack on the button and folds. I mean, not like King Jack's a great hand by any means, but it's just a pretty standard open, and you got position. I don't know what Bill's really waiting for. probably. I mean, if you're not going to call anything, just, yeah, I don't know. That goes into the image thing. Like right now, like Bill could probably 3-bet anything and get kings to fold. If you're folding king jack to a standard open in position from a player that's not even the tightest player at the table, you probably can get away with damn near anything right now. So Bill and Frank have the same hand here.
We don't have a VPIP. We're not running VPIP statistics on our
Matt,
games.
our new player, has opened up the action to 15 with his ace-6. Bill just calls ace-queen. Frank just calls ace-queen. And here comes Chris out of the small blind with a couple of kings.
And I saw some white chips there.
Makes it 75 to go.
No? Oh, okay.
And Chris is in a great spot here. Jack 6-3. We know Frank and Bill each have an ace, and Matt folded another ace as well, so to our knowledge, there's only one ace in the deck. It's a great flop for Chris. Here he goes. Looks like a bet of around 150, 180-ish.
He's in that weird camera angle that drives me crazy where we can't see all of his action.
Yeah.
And usually you don't even need the graphics, you can just look at the chips, but yeah. It frustrates me, that one spot.
We're gonna go one orbit at live 15 this next time, so
Frank's just letting us know that they're getting crazy on the table soon.
He said they're gonna start playing live 15.
Yep.
And the feeder game's still going strong as well. Like I said, I don't know if they still are, but they were playing 5-5-20 out of the feeder game.
I think Sean Drake's still on the feeder game, and
Guy, right? Who was that guy?
it's like some.
Jonathan might have picked up. Sean.
Oh, yeah.
So here goes Kyle.
That was the guy who.
Kyle has finally found a hand. Kyle's got queens. And Cobra will probably flop a set. Cobra's making a call with 4s. Matt's got a suited ace right behind him, our new player. Bill's out of the way.
It's so surprising to me that he's getting this much action. Usually the snug players
these
don't.
hands, play well. Like 4s play well here multi-way. Ace-7 doesn't play terrible, I suppose. Even though probably really doesn't want to flop an ace. 9-8-5, and Kyle's queens has somehow managed to hold up at least so far through the flop. Kyle probably c-bet pretty large here. No, he's going to check back. Check it through. Kyle was going for a check raise there.
Kyle's going to look and dress the same when he's like 65.
And Kyle lets Matt get there.
I don't know what he's thinking there. He's probably giving up on the hand now.
I think so. I think Kyle was definitely thinking check raise on the flop. And now... And Frank's going to bet... Because Frank's
Queen
the guy.
6.
Frank bets Queen 6. That's his gut shot. And Kyle, because it's Frank, is going to correctly call here. And I wonder if him calling is going to make it harder for Matt to call with his ace and gut shot. I would imagine he would. No. Wow. And Kyle check calling here has got the best hand to fold. Kyle
and I don't.
How do you get the best hand out of the way? Check call.
Check call.
Check call. Represents super strength.
The only way Frank can win this is by bluffing, and he checks.
And Kyle shows a queen.
And Matt's gonna be.
Or I'm sorry, Frank shows a queen.
Matt's gonna hate himself.
Probably a little bit. I'd imagine that he probably would have called off there with a 7. In case you're good, you also got a gut shot straight draw. You don't love your hand, but considering Kyle's action to check 2 streets, and yeah, he did check call Frank, but it's Frank, and Frank can bet a lot of hands there. And so, it might be a case where Matt just doesn't have a lot of experience playing against these particular players, and Kyle is pretty tight there, but I mean, unless he's check calling a monster there. I mean, because one player, or one of the players in the chat box made the comment that Kyle's so tight that folding ace-7 isn't bad there. Yeah, Kyle is a snug player. He's been playing super snug tonight. He hasn't had a lot of cards to work with him. But when Kyle, I really don't see Kyle checking an ace there 2 streets. You know, like if once it checked during the flop, Kyle really had an ace. He's probably gonna bet the turn. At some point,
Kyle would
have bet the
lead
turn.
out, yeah. At least on the turn, yeah.
And so I think you can overcall with an ace there, and you got your gut shot as emergency backup. And then just kind of
Your parachute.
yeah, your parachute.
Might or might not open.
Yeah, I mean, you can. I think you can do that and reevaluate on the river. If the river then all of a sudden, if Kyle, you know, check through and check called and then leads the river really huge, then it might make more sense that Kyle was like slow playing a monster, something like that. And or I mean, depending on Frank's, and if he checks over to Frank and Frank makes a value bet, and then Kyle overcalls, then I think you can confidently fold ace-7 there.
You could say we could call Frank's bet not a value bet, but more of a donation to the poker community bet.
Frank loves peoples. Frank is good peoples.
Frank's fun. Frank can mix it up, and that's the thing that makes him.
And we've seen him,
a pretty competent player.
And he's got the best hand here, by the way.
Yeah.
And we've seen him open really light, you know, 10-6 off under the gun.
It's like I might have folded before, but I'm not folding now, sucker.
Yeah, we've seen him, you know, slow play, you know, aces on people and
King 3's the nuts. Ship it.
Send it, Frank. And you know what? He's got the best shirt at the table, and he deserves to win.
Yeah, that collar should be popping it. That's what I'm talking about. Good looking table. No ladies tonight. It's unfortunate.
Kyle put his sweatshirt back on because he's super superstitious, of course, as all logical, methodical players are. We saw him separating the table for a while. He sacrificed a live chicken in the parking lot.
And now he's back.
And then he picked up queens, so it's science, folks.
It is science.
Sacrifice live chicken, queens.
Sometimes he does it with bunnies. Works better, but they're more expensive. Not that I know.
I can lose 2 cans.
You never know.
How do you think Tom Cruise stays looking so young? It's the baby bunny market.
It's a baby bunny market. there's a big, on the black market, there's a baby bunny market.
Yeah.
So sad.
I want Kyle's
You
hand.
look at the rest of the cast of Top Gun. They all look like
That's a good point.
they got run over by a bus.
I was super impressed. Bill's got 2 pair now, but Mike has found himself a little bit of Broadway.
And Ian's got the wrong
And now there's Broadway on the board. Spades get there. I saw this exact scenario in the high roller tournament. It was the grossest thing in the world. Broadway's on the board, a suit gets there, and there was like, well, this is a tournament play.
And
So
you were all in with like the bottom end of
the
the straight.
Yeah, I had the 9. I'm like, I got a straight. No, but no, there was like 800 in the pot, right? It was super early levels, and some guy like ships 20K onto Broadway.
I think you were telling me about this hand.
And then some guy behind him tanks with a flush. Tank calls with a flush. It was just like, and the knucklehead with the that was playing right here. He was playing the board. He didn't even have. He's just like, oh, like I'm gonna make this guy fold. And I'll put the pressure on him to call for a chop.
Ship for a chop.
Yeah, I mean, I guess yeah, you put the pressure on him to, but I think you could bet something there and be much more reasonable instead of shipping 20K into 800. And then what was even funnier was the guy tanking with the flush. Like really, guy? Like what
How high was
happens
this flush?
8 high.
Sometimes you gotta think about it. You gotta think about it. Let people think. Stop getting all gorilla madness on them. Stop
Gorilla
sitting in your
madness.
seat and rubbing it all over the
Ship
booth.
it. Ship it every time.
Yeah.
12 times.
I want my
It was great.
Let people have,
got
as they like to call it, mitt
I got
logic.
river.
Mitt logic.
Julian says he's in Vegas now. This time the other night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, knucklehead happens.
We need cocktails over here, please.
More
man.
cocktail.
Broadway on the board. Poor Mike Fossil.
Nice bet. I was counting on it.
Oh, should have been 175.
Look at a couple players stacked. Because Cover's had himself a real nice night. Made a couple of real good calls. Casey helped him out a little
Oh,
bit there.
Cobra's a beast, and Casey donated to the Cobra cause.
I was like, I can't bet the
Cobra cause.
About
I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
Trademark.
Probably would have done
Cobra.
that to anybody else.
Like, what's the
I don't even like. I'm scared of him now. I've seen him
You weren't
around.
before?
I wasn't before because I had never played with him.
Jesus.
He plays like the 5'10" mainly, doesn't he?
Yeah,
5 or 5'10". So
5'5", 5'10". Yeah, he's. like I said,
I
he-
rip it up on the 1-3 game.
He makes really, really good calls. He finds his bluffs in great spots, and
Laughing shit.
like I said, he's a cash game assault weapon. That's what he
If he
is.
was a girl, he'd have so much more success playing that way.
He seems to be doing just fine. So everyone's got junk, which is fun. And Mike says, "I will out junk you." Puts in a bet.
Yesterday I got called at some
Oh, I'm sorry.
point
Mike had a great hand.
with like
You need a
I
5.
had like a jack high and I won, and the guy's like, "Oh, I'll donate." And I'm like, "You had less than a jack high and you're donating?" He's like, "I'll call." What your bluff? Like, what do you beat? What do you beat? Anyway.
Players are
I didn't
fun.
see his cards. 1-3 is fun. 1-3 is fun.
So I take that back. Mike actually had a gut shot, straight draw, and a flush draw in that last hand. So he had the super nuts.
That's why he isn't a girl. Yeah, that's the only reason why he's not a girl.
So quick reminder: February 8th, our half game, 5-5 PLO, 5-5 no hold'em in the main game.
I
We'll
actually have
1-3 PLO in the outer tables. That'll be a 500 max game, or yeah, not table stakes. Very clear on that. And then we'll also be playing some limit 08.
And the game will be
6-12,
8-handed.
4-8. Yeah, and the
Switch every
yeah.
8 hands from PLO to no limit hold'em.
Every orbit.
$200 to $1,500 buy-in, even though he said $2,000 on the chat.
You said 2K.
Outer table will be a 1-3 PLO 100 to 500 no table max, and we will also spread a 6-12 limit Omaha high-low. And special announcement: there will be a $50,000 Omaha jackpot from 4 p.m. to midnight. Players can text 916-380-7803 and reserve a seat. Event is sponsored by Deej Poker,
Yes.
and they will be doing giveaway raffles all
Omaha
evening.
jackpot.
And they'll be
That
giving
not
away
only-
gifts and stuff.
That'll be quad
raffles.
8s or better beaten, and 50K Omaha jackpot. So
Which is so easy to do. It's so easy to beat quad 8s
in Omaha, yeah, in Omaha, that's like
It's like every other hand,
beating aces full in Hold'em,
right?
That
Easy,
happens.
easy, easy.
or beating kings full. Happens every day, every Omaha game. Texas boy asked, where is this place that we're playing at? We are at Stone's Gambling Hall in Sacramento, California. And
Come on
February
down.
8th, you should be here for some Omaha. 50K jackpot, that night only.
What if it's like, can I hit it twice? Do they have enough money? Like, is it just one jackpot?
Do they have enough money? I don't know, probably.
Just, it's a legitimate question.
I didn't hear her say
Like,
it
what if
only
we hit it
once.
3 times? Are they going to give out 150K?
I am going to be so grinding out to Omaha that day.
Show me how you do that. They're playing the Care, by the way.
It's a good song.
If we
Hosted
can
by
get
Deej
someone
Poker.
else to do commentary, we should get some Deej Poker guys in here, and then we can play some
Kyle,
Omaha.
Nick.
Yeah.
Well, no, I know Nick will
Mike.
probably. Mike and Nick.
Mike's awesome.
Nick will be playing in the half game. That I'd be willing to lay some money down. That
Nick, how
will
much do you
play
have to pay
half-half.
for your seat?
Kyle won't play half. He's not a 4-card poker player. He's a hold'em player, not a poker player. A little shot fired across the bow, Kyle.
Scotto was on.
Poker player, hold'em player. All right, I'm done now. Matt's got ace king. Frank's got king 9. Frank's gonna start the action. Open up to 35 here with his king 9 suited. Matt should be putting in a little
Look at
three-bet here
the
out of the small
V!
blind.
Look at the V! It's because he loves me.
That's good. Cobra makes the call on the button
I love it.
with king 9 as well.
It's like he's serenading me with
Matt should be
songs.
3-betting here a lot.
Like now.
Go ahead and 3-bet Matt.
Like do it now, or we will yell at you from the broadcast booth in our penalty box.
I'm gonna reach out and just grab a.
There we go! There we go!
That might be a little bit much.
It's a little much, but at least it's a raise. At least he didn't just call.
So the graphics was that Cobra made it 80 to go. Okay, well that explains some of the, the thing in the bet size. I couldn't see the chip colors. So Franco opened up to 35. Cobra made it 80 to go off the button. That explains.
So this is a 4-bet. This is a 4-bet.
So this is a 4-bet. Okay, that makes it a lot more reasonable as to why Matt was
like,
thinking
my V is
and
going
why he
away.
bet so large. Sorry. 4-bet Ace King.
Out of the small blind. So Cobra's like, oh man, I'm probably dominating here.
Yeah, Cobra's definitely got a feeling he's dominated here. Just getting out of the way. King 9 just plays terribly. You get 4-bet pots. Super bad.
Why is there?
What just happened? They just run out of board for the hell of it? Because I saw there was a 9 there.
Maybe they paid him, maybe they paid him to see the flop.
Pay him to run out of board. Huh. Anyhow.
Stranger things have happened.
That is true. So, yeah, I can't believe I forgot to mention that the 50K jackpot for Omaha. It's the biggest, most important part of like the thing.
Yeah.
And the other thing. And our friends Deej Poker helping host.
Right? Who doesn't love Deej Poker?
People that kick puppies. Those are the people that don't like Deej Poker.
Probably the best looking professional group I've ever seen. I mean, they're only hired for their looks. And then they can kind of play.
They can't play a lick of poker. That much is true. They're like high stakes go fish.
They're all Zoolanders, like.
Never won.
They're all like modeling
They
and
can
stuff
play some open
inside.
face Chinese. I know that. Which I'm refusing to play. I'm the last degenerate on it that I don't play open face.
Oh, it's such a fun
I was actually
game.
talking with Nick about that last time. He was like, "Come on, we'll play like $1 point or $10 a point. We'll just like you can just learn your bankroll off,
Yeah.
through
Well,
me."
you could learn on an app for free. For sure, you're not studying for the LSAT.
Julian says NorCal Jew Julian says Deej Poker full of degenerates. Of course, Julian Galvin is a Deej Poker pro. All idiots. And he's got a point. Kyle's my other go-to for elevator music when I need to just tap into somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kyle and Casey.
Kyle and Casey.
Kyle, not this Kyle.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, other Kyle. Yeah. Casey's got some elevator music.
I feel like Casey's more like ba-da-ba-dum, do-do-do-do-do, ba-da-ba-dum.
Ian's checking out the cameras. Keeps eyeballing the cameras.
Wait,
Come see how
oh
the setup
look,
works.
you see that little Zoolander face? He's like, ooh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a cool setup. It's nice to just sit there, first time, take it all in, like soak it in.
I had a really great time playing. It was really fun, and I got to play actually on the stream rather than having to commentate over it. It was good.
Is it like, does it make you feel different knowing all the cameras are looking at you?
For me, it didn't.
It didn't affect my game, I'm the best. Go ahead.
No, I played one hand very poorly, I felt. But no, honestly, I mean, it's a very comfortable environment, and you kind of forget about it. I mean,
Yeah, I can see that. It's like saying inappropriate things when you're live. Like, you kind of forget that there's an audience.
yeah, there's a camera and microphones, and that we can't just talk about Ghana Herpes capabilities.
Frank, I'm missing the V there, baby.
Cobra's gonna get $40 to go with his Ace King offsuit. Mike Postle says, I didn't come here to fold.
185.
And it looks like a little 3-bet. 185.
Cobra's gonna push back.
Cobra's got position here. He could just call. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go either way here. 4-bet or flat.
Against Mike
course,
Possible,
he's
do you want a
never
flat? You want a flat?
He's got position. If he was out of position, it'd be a whole other league. I think out of position, he's 4-betting nearly 100% of the time. In position here, I think he can go either way with a hand. Cobra's thinking.
See, here's my thought. If I know someone is a better player than me and they can outplay me post-flop, I would, right here in this exact position, push back. But if they were worse post-flop and they could spaz out if they hit a mediocre hand,
These are
then
definitely two of the better players at the table right now. And I don't think, Cobra's probably not thinking, oh, this guy's going to be able to outplay me on later streets. He's probably thinking, I've got position, I can outplay him. And so like, he just flats here. And he's a little suspicious about Mike.
And Frank is folding.
And Cobra loves this, of course. And Mike Postle will probably continue the story here. He 3-bet out of the straddle. And the ace 5-7 is a great board to continue with. You're probably going to get, queens, jacks, and worse to fold. If Cobra has anything, but here, ace king, ace queen, he's probably going away. So it's a really good board, and I like Cobra just calling here. There's really no need for Cobra to be raising there. It's not like he's going to raise and get called by worse. I think you're going to make more money flatting and letting your opponent continue to bluff. Mike does pick up a gut shot. I think it goes check, check. 6 makes a straight. I don't think Cobra's really worried about Mike having too many 6s in his hand, 3-betting out of the straddle. Cobra knows he's good.
It's an 8 on the river.
Yeah, 6 makes a straight.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I thought you said a 6 came down.
No, yeah, 6 makes a straight. So yeah, Cobra actually I think could have gone for a little value there. I don't think he's gonna get called by much. You do open yourself up to getting bluff, check raise there. But if Mike had a really great hand, if Mike had a big hand, a set of 7, set of 8s, something like that, I think we would have known about it.
Cobra's the Asian Watbrai. I don't know. He's.
So someone said that Mike would have. This was on. Mike would have repped a heart if a heart got there, and that would have been interesting to see if a heart did come off on the river. If Mike would have continued with it. The way that played out, I got a hard time. It's harder to make look like a heart draw with no action on the turn. If it goes check call, let's say if Mike checks the turn, Cobra bets, and Mike check calls, then there's a lot of heart draws, that would make a lot of sense there. I just don't feel with going check, check. It's gonna be really hard to bluff a heart on the river. You'd have to bluff really big, and it's gotta be really convincing. I just don't think once that hand went check, check, almost no matter what comes on the river, that Cobra is not going to call off their ace king. And like I said, I'm really surprised the way the hand played out, he didn't go for value. Not much you can really think that Mike's going to call there. Same thing, the way the hand played out, and when you feel that you got the best hand, I think you probably should be going for some value there. Even if it's something small, like $150, $200.
So I got pimp quizzed earlier today.
You got pimp quizzed. I've yet to be pimp quizzed.
They tested me as to it's a pimp quiz. If you can answer all the questions, then you're a pimp.
If you can answer all the questions, that's easy. Oh, you gotta answer them correctly. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Correctly.
I was like, man, I can answer the shit out of some questions.
I bet. That's what the LSAT's for, baby.
Like what?
That's what LSAT's for.
Yeah.
You might stand a better chance doing better if you just pick, and then just spew some stuff in the essay
Is
part.
it multiple choice?
Most part.
Oh my god, ship it.
And then there's an essay part.
Ship it. Oh, essays. Oh, okay. Oh, I might be drawing dead. Ian's gonna start the action, raise the 20 here with the 3-6 of hearts, flop himself a heart draw. Mike's picked up an ace.
Just, write about a hand, get all mathematical, and some professor marking it will be like, this guy's amazing.
Wizard.
Wizard.
Is it just open like that? I can just pick any topic? It doesn't have to be about law. I can just,
Well, how would you know about law if you're not in law school?
Why would I be taking the LSAT if I was...
You're taking the LSAT to get into law school. That means you don't know law yet.
Oh, okay.
It's like taking the nursing exam before you get your degree. Everyone would fail.
But it might be, hey, where's this person? What kind of base is this person working with?
Just logic. It's just logic. They're just testing your logic.
Oh.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. You win already. Insta win.
You're gonna hate me when I
You're
skip that
you're
thing.
so brilliant. I can't wait.
I think you're really upset with me.
I'm not upset with you.
Yeah, no,
I
I can
just
tell,
like
obviously.
I know that like you know how brilliant you are. So like let's play with it.
I feel like
You shouldn't be worried about this. You're already gonna win. You don't even have to write the LSAT because you're gonna win and I'm gonna ship money to you.
I don't even need a font. I think you're being sarcastic right now.
Just saying. I'm just saying. Hope and dreams come true.
I thought you were saying this dude straddles. Sorry,
February 8th, Omaha
It's
night.
the Columbia Law
I
School.
thought you were saying.
Omaha night. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be big.
It's gonna be.
50K jackpot.
I'm gonna be
Yeah.
sick if there's not a lot of action. Like there has to be. There has to be.
Omaha. French.
Do we have a lineup at all? Like a few people that are saying they're gonna play besides Nick from Deej?
I know. Well, Nick hasn't confirmed anything, but you took half PLO, half Hold'em. I would expect Nick to be in that game. I know Nicholas PLO, Matt Holtzclaw. I'm sure would just love to be playing that. I know Matt's a great PLO player. If Julian would get off his butt, get out of Vegas, and come up to a real card room, I know Julian would come up for that game.
Did Julian move to Vegas officially?
Yeah, no, he's been in Vegas.
Since the summer, right?
Yeah, maybe even before that. God, I don't know. So Mike's gonna make it 15 to go with a 3-5 offsuit. Ian's realized that Mike's getting kind of live, and Ian put in a 3-bet to 75 here with King Jack. Mike go in and made the call.
And we've seen Mike not get punished for getting out of line, and it seems like
Check.
Ian's not letting that happen this time.
Turns a 4, gives Mike an open into straight draw. Watch out. Ian's gonna not let him get drawn up for free. Bet 75. Julian's been in Vegas since February. Almost going on a year now.
Oh wow.
And Trip Kings.
It's a trap, Julian. It's a trap. I lived there for a year. It was good.
And yes, there will be PLO side games. We're gonna have 1-3-5 with a 500 cap, and the outer games as well as a lot of limit as well.
In actuality,
And Mike almost folds his cards off the table. Snap folding to the nth power. Yeah, 5-5, half in the live stream, 1-3 in the outer tables with the 500 max, and then as well as all the limit
1-3
Omaha.
straight PLO.
Yeah, with just straight PLO, and not half. There's 1-3 PLO high.
Oh, I'm looking at Jason. There's Jason. What is he playing?
Poker. The poker room
Wait,
plays cards.
he is not in our live stream, and I don't know if he's playing 1-3 or 2-5.
Mick Roberts?
It's probably, yeah.
That's 1-3.
That's a deep stacked
They ask any
1-3.
PLO 8 cash. If I can get anyone else to go for it, yes.
That's
I would
it. We might be able to get it going.
That night we'll probably get some PLO 8 going as well. I would love to see a half PLO 8 game. I think that plays even better.
Oh, that would be great. That would be
PLO
great.
8.
That's a game.
That's a game. Yeah, we'll have 6-12 limit that night as well. On top of all the other 4-8 standard Omaha 08 stuff. And higher, got it in 6-12 half kill, 10,
No,
20, 20, 40.
Double Duck says 08 is only limit. No, you can play it pot limit. Pot
Yeah,
limit 08.
that'd be PLO 8. Yeah, if you look back at Ryan Smith 1's comment. Yeah, we'll see it both.
Hey, Frank.
So Matt's gonna raise it up here.
Frank, I like your
I haven't
V-bets.
got eliminated yet. Yeah, I saw that. That was so.
I like your V-bets.
You like the
10-9 deuce.
Yeah.
$5 strike.
I'm always like, oh, bless
I did it. I did it last time and you missed it. I was so depressed.
I got tweets about it. Everyone was texting me.
10 years from now, this is going to be the moment we're talking about. The behind the scenes. This is the real magic of Stone.
Yeah, when we're all big, famous.
Yeah.
Are you me and Mike?
Someone said that 08 limit is lame. I think you're the same. I mean, it has to be the state lame, but 08 is a great game. Get low. You gotta get low.
Okay.
Nice Frank, baby.
I'm doing fine.
I love it.
Mikey made me healthy. I work at chip side and I can't see behind my hand there.
I don't know.
There's a nice little straddle.
You look so handsome. Look at this, aces! Aces
Great coach.
maids. Wow.
I never even seen those kind of cards. That's why I play all the garbage, because I don't get big hands. And you see what happened? I hit pocket kings, nothing.
Yeah.
Ace hits the board,
Ace hits the board.
you gotta torch it, man.
Yeah,
You don't need
at least you're
pocket
smart enough to get
kings.
away from it quickly.
Yeah.
It was
Didn't pin lose a
painless.
single dollar after that.
It was painless.
Yeah.
You see me being a little schoolgirl to Kyle, re-raised me. I had ace queen. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I just took down a big pot, I didn't know where I was in that hand. I said, I'm not even going to mess with this. Here, just take it. I only had $40 invested. I didn't.
So, Frank, do you play Omaha at all?
You play Omaha.
So you hear about our game coming up February 8th. We got a half PLO, half no limit hold'em 5-5 game in the mainstream, and we'll be having 1-3 PLO only in the outer tables, as well as some limit.
Yellow high.
PLO is high only. Yeah, we're playing high only. So it'll be half high only, and then half no limit hold'em in the main game. They'll change the game every orbit.
What's February 8th? Day of the week.
I believe that's going to be Wednesday. I believe it's a Wednesday.
Actually,
I'll have my people check on that right now. February 8th is a Tuesday. That can't. Roger, we sure about this?
this is Monday.
Oh, put your one. God damn it.
I'm just taking
It's
it
a
back.
Monday. It's a Monday.
Monday. Oh, there we go. I'm in February. Wrong month.
It's a Monday.
That's
Still learning how to read calendars.
Hey, that was my people. My people got on that wrong. Like I said. So, yeah, no, it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. They're going to have a special 50K Omaha, for that day only, a 50K Omaha jackpot. Quad eights are better be,
Honestly, like,
and we're going to hit it like 6 times.
Look at Kyle, just call the turn and then hit the river.
Kyle, whatever. That guy.
He's sick.
I've ever dealt with.
He's got the sickness.
It's like if you want to freaking live it, go ahead and live it. If you don't want to,
Kyle bets was like, what, 85 there? 90?
do it for a round.
65.
Everybody
Even
doesn't want
less.
to do it.
So the straddle with Mike, when we got in that pocket 910, I straddled for
That is a
45
true
because
story right
we
there.
agreed to $15
What?
each, and then all of a sudden these guys are at the
And then what happens is,
When I said,
when there's always one or
we
two
committed
guys.
to it. I said, fine, I'll straddle for you. I put it all on that one hand, $45
I
straddle.
saw that, and then
Then poor Mike got involved. And then Mike tells me, he goes, I got the best hand. And apparently not. I never know what he had. I don't know, pocket 7s or something that hand.
I don't recall.
that was when 45 straddle, and then on the button Cobra raised,
I just
right?
kept, and he kept coming, and I was like, I don't know,
Poker happens. Tough slots.
good stuff. A lot of fun tonight. So much
Yeah.
fun.
We're so happy to have you.
Yeah.
I really love you. You're one of my favorites.
Oh, now I want.
What do you mean?
Nice. No.
Oh, come on.
Your boy Casey had a rough night
Oh
tonight.
boy, did he?
Steamed.
my God,
Casey
he-
Oh,
steamed.
he had a.
Yeah, that's
We
not.
still have
That's
a
not
few more
typical
hands.
Casey. That is not
So
typical.
could you kind of sense at the table? I mean, obviously we saw the end result of it, but like during hands before he would steam off, could you tell that he was steaming and that he was getting a little bit bluffy, a little bit? I mean, you
Yeah,
kind of sense
I
that, kind of
mean-
feel that.
I think
was tilting.
6-3 is what took him out, and I was the one that raised in that hand. Those two guys. That was a hand I had the kings in actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jay hit the ace, and yeah, I guess
Oh,
it's
just get me
funny
started
because he
on top.
didn't
I
even
don't
give
even
me
have to be
a
drinking.
chance to bluff my
Yeah.
kings or anything.
I'm
He was
actually being pretty mild.
flat at Jay, so I said, okay, that's 2 of them. I'm gone with my king.
Yeah.
And then he continued on with Jay, and I'm not going against 2 of them in that situation.
No, never.
And then he didn't have enough
I love it when
hold equity for Jay when he shoved there. It wasn't that much more
Jay bet
involved.
200. It was like he made
Yeah,
himself
he-
like for like 565.
Yeah, it
That's like
wasn't-
360 to call.
Yeah, it
it just wasn't. It just wasn't right.
I don't even think it was that much. It might have even been a little less than that. But
Yeah.
it was, yeah. I don't know. It's a little different tonight. And
But you know, players have those up nights, those down nights, and we're talking about that where sometimes it just compounds. Like one hand goes south, next thing you know, you're on tilt, you're steaming, and it just can barrel out of control sometimes. But I mean, that's part of it. You know, you got to kind of be able to control yourself, I think, and stay off tilt. And you know, those plays they look great when they work, and they hurt really bad when they don't. Really bad here.
oh, Mike trying to take advantage of me here. That's BS, man.
Mike's got a pair and a flush draw. Frankie, you got a couple tens.
You don't let them take advantage of you. I know that.
Yeah, look what he did though. So
Yeah.
sick.
And Mike finds an ace.
I know what happens next here then. This
No spoilers. No spoilers.
Bad,
Frank
things,
will keep
bad things happen to me after this. Bad things happen. Mike sucks out on the river. I played that so well, kept control of the pot. Just
And then it got there.
I got him
this
back.
next hand.
No spoilers.
But you can watch it with us.
I would love to watch it with you. God, man, if I would have put it. Oh.
I'm one.
Yeah, but I think that's a great call there on the tournament with the 10s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he has to suck out, and he's scared of me. He checks. Doesn't
He
make
checks
me
back,
invest
yeah.
anymore on the 10, so that was good. Look at that straddle. $45 straddle right there.
Is the fact that you didn't make it into a V what went wrong?
No, well, I had to straddle 15 for 3 guys because 2 guys were
They were not having
they
it.
were not having it.
So not knowing anything about the hand, Frank's gonna straddle here for 45. Mike Postle finds a call with a king deuce of diamonds.
Okay, now I feel even better.
R. Kelly Nix is gonna get out of the way.
Oh,
Stuff happening.
I don't know. They're red, man. Red diamond hard.
Everyone else is gonna fold here, looks like.
who's calling this drunk guy, man? Who's doing all the talking?
So
That's
Frank's option. Frank takes a lot more chips in. It looks like you raised to a couple white chips you threw in there. Yes?
I don't have white chips, so
No. Okay.
so I may have tipped the waitress. I don't know. Oh, Mike's checking out my stack. Now he's peeking. Deciding how he's gonna beat me
Well,
up
he's
in
got
it.
his groupie behind him, so he's got to make
Yeah.
some good moves.
with his Smurf juice. We're drinking
So
Smurf
it was-
juice there. Me and Mike.
Juice.
Yeah. That's the polite name for that blue drink.
If you like pina colada. We were
Look at
saying you
this
were in
flop.
Hawaii.
Look at this flop.
That was a live
He knows
45.
that juice is his money card right there. He knows that juice is his money card. Bloop.
Frank leads out 200.
Is that 200? 3 stacks of greens, 200 around here? I don't know.
Was that 3 stacks of green you bet on the flop?
Yeah, it was. But
Okay, and
Yeah, you count.
follows up on the turn. Graphic lied to us.
Mike doesn't even hesitate.
Goes check, check on the river.
Yeah, because I was like prepared to check call. And
Mike gives up.
Mike goes, I got the best hand. And then whatever.
So that's the end you're referring to, where you thought you might have like pocket 7 or something like that. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, when did I see Frank straddle 45?
Well, that was it.
That was it right there. So Frank straddles 45. Mike makes the call. Frank pops it up. Mike calls. Bet 300, 300, and check, and the almighty king deuce somehow it doesn't get there. I don't know. It's weird.
Crazy.
I don't know how he missed. The way he hit that ace on me earlier, one hand earlier, but that was all good. That's
Wow.
about the end of the straddle. It's coming up here, but
How do you guys not get in this game right now? Look at this. Mike Postle's calling people down the bottom there.
I mean,
The game behind is pretty good too.
Stones has plenty of action going tonight. The game behind us, no, I mean, we had people reject their seat open at this table because the game behind us was so good. I mean, so that's
what
2
they
great
do.
games.
That's what I heard. Yeah, I heard there. I mean, even before the stream started, there was I heard there was 3 or 4 4K pots played in
There's
the feeder game. It was
We
insane.
got 2 brand new guys that barely even had any time at the other table, but you know they passed on their turn over there.
Yeah. So Mike Postle's going to raise us up here to 45. Can't see his cards. Matt's going to make the call with
I got a
4-6
powerhouse.
suited.
Look at that, 10-6. Yeah.
Frank's got a monster. 10-6. Flop jack 7-4. Mike's going to continue at it. Matt's going to make the call with a pair of
Played
fours.
a lot of hands with Mike or Matt. That's one of the bigger moves I've seen him ever make right there.
We'll go heads up to the turn. Nine of diamonds comes off. It looks like Mike puts out a... No, now they're talking about it. Mike checks it over to Matt. And now if Matt called on the flop, he wasn't calling because he thought his fours were good. I'm sure he's planning on taking his pot away on the turn. And there he goes at it. Gonna bet 100 and change. It's like 125. 100. Those are stacks of, okay. Those are stacks of 4s. And it's good taking the pot.
Yep.
Mike Postle. And Mike might be,
has that.
yeah, Mike might be reeling that in a little bit. After, you know, calling down with the King Deuce didn't work out so well for him. He might be trying to bring it back
My
in.
chip count's up. I know I got more than that, but it's all good.
Yeah, there's been some chip counts that were off tonight. But yeah, no, you had a great night tonight. You had a lot of fun. You're one of the players that always seems to be having fun at the table.
Have fun. That's three winning sessions in a row, so I'm happy.
Right on.
I keep winning. My wife keeps letting me come back, so it's a good combination, you know?
Right? Never bad.
Because the wife is basically
I just got to leave
net,
money on the nightstand the
turns.
next morning, you know? It's a good deal we got worked out, so.
Love it. Love it.
Good times, good times.
Thank you so much for
very
joining
much.
us
Frank?
again.
Always a pleasure.
Aw, thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, the February 8th, that sounds like fun.
Oh,
You better
yeah.
come down.
I will
Omaha.
do that.
And don't leave tonight. I want to talk to you before you leave.
All right, I'll be here.
Okay.
Hang on. I think that was our last hand.
That was our last hand.
So, great night of poker, great action.
Join us on.
Wednesday.
I'm like,
This
what day is it? Is it Wednesday
this-
or Monday right
today's
now?
Monday. So this Wednesday we should have some 5-10 for you guys. Hopefully get a pretty deep lineup. Yeah, good action. Some of the same players will be in the game, I'm sure, on Wednesday. And we've been pushing it. February 8th, Omaha.
And hopefully a
PLO.
1-3 game
God,
soon.
PLO's good. It's really good.
Yeah, I think it should be like PLO 8. Not Hold'em. We do Hold'em all the time.
People like that mix up. People really
Yeah.
do. It's gonna be good. I'd like to give a thanks to all the crew here.
Bob.
So, Bob, Kenny, Matt,
Kenny,
everybody,
Matt.
Roger Bailey, Stone's Gambling Hall, all our staff.
Waitresses and the floormen, the bosses. Everyone's great here. Good looking. Can't ask for more.
It's good. It's nuts. Awesome.
Have a good night, everyone.
All right, Kane's still going. Get down here. Good night.